Pay attention, bitch.
I've always wanted somebody to like when I arrive at panels to go in before me and announce that I'm arriving.
That's always awesome.
Yeah, Brick plays the trumpet, by the way, so keep that in mind.
That's perfect then.
Removed from stage, okay.
Right,
Ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, the one, the only, the powdered Dusty.
And the crowd goes wild.
So you think it's going to compete with Brick or your new
Eddie's everybody. You can stop cheering now. I mean, please. Welcome to Flow State, and we're also streaming on Rumble and on Alchemizing Energy. Good to see all of you. All right, let's go straight into it because we're getting a little bit of a later start than was originally planned. Alchemizing Energy is a guest I just met recently on Sarah's channel the other night, and she is familiar with the Nature Boy cult. In fact, I'll just bring everybody up right now. She's familiar with the Nature Boy cult, introduced me to the whole topic. Actually, the cult's called CarbonNation, which is fantastic and cheesy. But I figured that the first thing that we could do is take a look at this. I found a 10-minute video that kind of explains the Nature Boy situation. And if you're not familiar with the story, the leader, Nature Boy, he just got sentenced to life in prison for grape, holding somebody, basically kidnapping, false imprisonment, and a couple other smaller things. But it's a pretty wild thing from what I've seen so far. Anybody got anything they want to touch on before I pull this up?
Cults. You know how much I love cults. This is going to be great.
Well, the craziest thing is that there's 3 women that are still holding on. They just still holding on.
What do you mean by that?
They're still his wives, and they're
loyal to him still.
They have not left. Yeah, and then they're trying to bring the other girl. There was 4 of them, and then they're trying to bring her back in. But yeah, there was 4 of them that's still trying to push for him. But yeah.
Well, if you can have Ted Bundy acquiring a wife while he's in prison, I'm not surprised that this guy's already able to hold on to some of them.
Well, so what happened is, imagine you get a person into your cult before they are able to develop their prefrontal lobe, right? So they're in their
frontal lobes.
Yeah. 18, 20, and you brainwash them into thinking that you're God, right? And you get to doing all kind of wild sexual stuff with them. They've never experienced this before. The type of wild sexual things that you might be doing. But can I talk freely? Because I'm I don't know what I should be
Yeah, no, you can say sexual, you can say whatever cuss words you want. I just I do try to use grape instead of the hard R word, and
right. So I don't know. I should be it and talking weird. But yeah.
Yeah. No, you can say all sorts of cuss words.
Really, really messed up sexual things.
Yeah.
Some people probably have STDs, that they can't be healed. You know what I'm saying? Because this whole cult was really passing around, even though they thought they were going to be healing the STDs. Some of them came into the cult with STD, and then they went over to overseas, probably contracted more STDs, because I think he was actually putting people on the stroll, all type of stuff. And then he was just it was almost like hedonism type
right. All right, well, let's watch this. This will give us the 10,000-foot view, and then we'll get into the specifics and your experience with them after that.
And it came crashing down when police caught up with Eligio Bishop. They call him Nature Boy.
I had to willingly engage in these sexual activities to keep myself safe.
Victims of his alleged sex cult are speaking out.
I was still strangled on multiple occasions.
They say once accepted, Bishop forced women to have sex with him. You had to change your name and give up all your money. But some members say it's all a lie.
We know he's innocent. We were there.
But a jury saw it differently. What it was really like being a member of CarbonNation and why they were told to believe that women are property of men.
The black man is God!
The black man is God!
I'm leading by example. That's all I'm doing.
I'm Justin.
Did I hear something?
You know, okay,
Yeah,
you see
he
that
convinced
one.
me.
You see that one. If you like zoom, like go back a little bit.
The girls that were sticking with him.
No. Like go back. Nope. Go back. Like go to the beginning, like where that circle is. No, not that far back. Like almost you were already there. A little bit back. Go forward. I'm sorry now. And it's a white woman.
Okay.
Keep going. Right there. So that was a BBC. So BBC. So
her.
She was from Canada.
Okay.
They were in Costa Rica. Her family came and got her from out the cult. They were
from
called
Costa Rica.
Melanation back then. They were not CarbonNation. They were Melanation. And it was a mixture between white people and black people and this, that, the other. But her family said, hell nah, and came and got her up out of there. You know, they got the BBC UK to come and get her and everything. Like they actually did a documentary about it and everything.
I was totally thinking a different kind of BBC.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, dude. Like,
and is that, do you know, is that why they changed it to CarbonNation? Is it because they wanted to include other races?
Well, it was Melanation, so everybody has melanin, right? But
to a
then
degree.
it became CarbonNation. After like the two white women left, it became CarbonNation. There were two white people, and then there was like about four white men, two white women, and like four white men. The parents came and got they hid. They said no, you ain't fixing to do all that. Got a whole documentary crew down there from BBC to like, okay, who is this guy? And then they like extracted her about it, like the group. Yeah.
I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates. Nature, nudity, and kindness. Those are some of the key beliefs of CarbonNation, a so-called cult that has captivated people online now for years, especially on YouTube, where members have gained popularity for their approach to holistic healing, traveling all over the world and recruiting disciples in the process. Members say their leader, their God, is Nature Boy. His real name is Eligio Bishop. He's a polygamist. He has several wives, and he often leads with spirituality. But one member says it's that same spirituality that's deep-rooted in a culture of violence, abuse, rape, and revenge porn. And it was all exposed when police and detectives, they raided a home in Decatur, Georgia, back in 2022.
Controls them and do what he says.
That's what neighbors told WSB TV in Atlanta, April 2022, when dozens of police officers, detectives, and a tactical team raided this home in Decatur, a suburb of Atlanta.
Lately, it's been turned into abuse from what the neighbors been complaining about.
Neighbors were right on the money. A 3-week-long investigation revealing something criminal was happening, and Eligio Bishop was allegedly at the center of it. The Shade Room got a copy of one criminal affidavit, one of many filed in DeKalb County. One woman, a former member of CarbonNation, said she found explicit videos of herself on Twitter under the username The God. It goes on to say that Bishop posted videos of them having sex, and she attempted to leave the location after Mr. Bishop ordered other women in the house to strike her. She then told Bishop she wanted to leave multiple times, and he would not allow her to. He began stating,
and so that I forgot that this is how we got in touch in the first place. Is she joined after the revenge corn debate the other night that I had with Ben. Monica joined the panel, and that's how this whole thing, this entire cult came to light and got brought down because of the revenge corn laws, because that's really what the victim went in for in the first place.
And I really wanted to show that, listen, this creates a precedent. 99 years in jail for revenge porn?
Well, no, it's for the grape and kidnapping more than the revenge corn. I'm pretty sure.
Or how do you know? Like, I don't know. Like,
well, because each I mean, each crime is assigned a sentence range on the sentencing grid, and so when I don't know Georgia specifically, but when I was looking at the laws in order to prepare for the debate, rape is like a first person felony, and RP is like a level 8 person felony or something. It's way less severe of a felony.
Well, they was just trying to make an example out of him because I'm like, dude, I mean, a life in prison sentence for revenge.
You know what?
Rape.
After here, like we watched that video we watched backstage. After seeing that, I have no doubt that they threw at sentencing. He got the max on everything, I'm sure. But I'll look at for specifics here real quick while this plays.
Stating that she was his property and began pursuing her for sex. She told him no multiple times, but he kept pursuing and penetrated her vagina with his penis without her consent. She was unable to leave until the next morning when everyone was asleep. 2 days later, the explicit videos were then posted on Twitter. Eligio was arrested and charged with rape, false imprisonment, and 3 counts of prohibition on nude or sexually explicit electronic transmissions. His trial would start nearly 2 years later, February 2024, and it was explosive.
Women couldn't wear shirts at one point in time, so we started putting leaves on our nipples. Every woman had to have sex with Nature Boy or have some type of sexual fantasy with him. And a lot of times when that would happen, it would be forced.
We're choosing not to reveal the victim's identity to protect their safety, but many of them went on to say that when you join CarbonNation, you have to get rid of all your belongings, change your name, and put all of your money into a pot so everyone can feed themselves and travel. On these trips, they live a natural lifestyle, embracing the outdoors, but often at the expense of the country. Here's Nature Boy on a trip to Costa Rica in 2017 before he and 15 others were kicked out for allegedly endangering and threatening national security. In one instance, they were caught defecating on the bases of trees there. They were also forced to leave the Honduras, Panama, and Nicaragua for similar reasons.
Only the truth can recognize the truth. Mm-hmm. You see? So when you understand that, that's how you're not going to be able to be affected by demons. Mm-hmm. I urge everyone to do what I've done. This is how we will destroy the planet. I mean, to destroy the cancer on the planet. Destroy the cancer. You can't fight fire with fire. A lot of people think they don't understand what we're up against. We're fighting cancer here.
In recent years,
say that again.
That's how you destroy the planet. The cancer on the planet.
No, he just said the thing out loud that he was thinking.
They're doing the Illuminati there.
Well, no, that's the three God salute. So they have the 3 fingers up. That's for
right.
3. So he began to call himself 3 God, and so it was like that. He created that whole thing.
That's the 666 too.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a whole lot of symbolism wrapped up.
Symbolism.
By creating the ring, you're viewing the world through a filtered perspective, filtered by the perception of the cult leader.
You were raised in that old magic, huh?
Listen
Bro,
now.
is that what that is? Oh my
I'm
God.
not completely ignorant of this particular cult. This shit went down in Atlanta for about 5 years before they did the globe hopping stuff. And I vaguely remember reading a little bit about it, but I don't remember much. And it just vanished when they left. So
he continued in Atlanta.
I'm sorry. So that's actually a 666 33.
Yeah.
Oh man. Wow. I didn't even think about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
That's what Bishop told a detective the day he was arrested. It played out in court during his trial.
I have a video showing how we did it. You know what I'm saying? Like when she's incomplete, she's like literally going through the spiritual journey. It's a spiritual video, like showing that the vagina, like it was really like an educational thing, right? And so I had the whole footage, like literally, like, and when she left, she was mad, and then she just flipped on me and said, "Revenge porn."
He went further, calling himself a ladies' man.
I'm not a rape a girl. I'm a ladies' man. I got like 5, 6 women. I'm a rape a girl for. They come to me. Why would anybody choose that? Because they mad at me.
And his Instagram account was active during the entire trial process, maintaining that the women involved were never forced into sex, but upset because of his polygamous lifestyle, even sharing video of some of the victims appearing normal in the house that they shared. One even had a child with him. But in the end, the jury wasn't buying it. On March 1st, 2024, Bishop was found guilty on all charges, sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He wasn't in court for the verdict, but appeared on video conference and went toe-to-toe with the judge.
Are you happy?
I'm not answering any questions of yours, Mr.
I forgive you. I forgive you, and I still love you. I forgive you, and I still love you. I got nothing in my heart. I'm not mad at you. I'm not upset with you. I forgive you.
And despite all of it, Bishop's social media remains active with his members. And
how do you get to be so narcissistic? It's amazing.
Ask Jack.
He thinks he's God. In his mind, he's God. He is God. He is the Christ.
Oh, fuck.
You know, everything.
Shots fired.
About the case, expressing their concern. Take a listen.
With life without the possibility of parole?
Yeah, that was very, that was personal. That was definitely personal. That wasn't, you know, somebody really seeking justice. That was some personal feelings. I feel like this whole time has been personal feelings from the alleged victim, from the detectives, from the judge, from the prosecutor.
The Shade Room did reach out wanting to get their side of the story, but whoever manages Bishop's Instagram account, they declined an on-camera interview after we told them that we wanted to get both sides of the story. But they did send us a statement saying in part, quote, that the individuals who are spreading lies for content clout and a check are being very dangerous in their actions. We have a lot of online haters who attack us on a daily basis. Our husband was just sentenced to life in prison without parole, and we only have interest in discussing the maliciousness of his case and not be associated with the drama that comes along with it. We're going through a lot, and everybody is just looking for content and views because his energy is powerful and want information out of us, but their hearts ain't right. We are the source. We live with these individuals who are going around defamation his character, and we know Eligio very well and this situation very well. So anyone interested in not only getting information from the source, but from the moths that trying to get close to the light, we're not interested. Our life is in danger right now. And they say they plan to file an appeal. For TSR Investigates, I'm Justin Carter.
Wow.
Nice.
That's all I gotta say.
So, all right, why don't you start us at the beginning?
All right. So
with you.
Yeah. So, you know, I was watching him from the very beginning. He started off this group. He was like, you know what? I've decided to like leave the world behind and like adapt a natural life. You know, he showed himself going to the grocery store, buying fruit. He said, you know what? I'm going to like eat only like fruit, not eat no meat, this, that, the other. And then he kind of disappeared, and then he came back up again, and that's where you see the Melanation tribe, right? And so the Melanation tribe, like I said, they were a mixture of white and black people, and then it kind of got into, you know, some weird stuff. So this is like the thing. Hold on, let me just see.
We got no audio.
This is the one we don't want to hear what he's saying exactly.
Okay, I didn't know if you had figured
it, but we can use it for a visual effect. This is the gentleman we're talking about, the leader of CarbonNation, and this is who she's discussing.
I mean, if you even in this video, okay, he's talking about how you know,
we're gonna, you know, we'll just let's play it, and then when he starts talking about the minute he mentions his son, we'll kill it. But I'm okay with the first part of it.
Okay, so go ahead. Let's bring it back. So just so you know, so what happened is that so they were out in the wild and they were very naturalistic. So it's a naturalistic cult, right? A group of people that come together trying to live off the land, whatever. And so in his mind, okay, he was so naturalistic, it kind of crossed boundaries, okay? So
yeah, it did.
It crossed a lot of boundaries. And this is what actually got him hemmed up. When he did this video, that was the beginning of people saying, what in the heck is going on with this situation? So
I'm surprised he didn't get a charge for this video.
Yeah. I mean,
I feel like this video.
Actually, there was a phrasing of the charges that raised my eyebrows. Prohibition of media or something like that means he's been convicted of something previous and was not supposed to have anything to do with it. That is an additional charge that probably goes along with this.
All right, go back to the beginning and let's hear what they have to do, because he starts talking probably more you get in. Go ahead.
You know why I don't let kids around me, other people, kids around me? Because the way I am. See, me, I like to be naked. Let me tell you a little son about Nature Boy. See, me, I'm a real human. See, my kids, when I see my son, this is how I treat my son. We naked together. My son.
Damn, that happened fast.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Is like,
so he keeps going down this path. Yeah, it does. And it's wild. Yeah.
The reason why we were late in the live is because I had to show this to them before I because I was gonna play it, but I was like, okay, well, let me show this.
No, yeah, thank you for that. That's amazing. Yeah,
so he's talking about how, he lets his son, he's naked. Him and his child are naked together. And how he was hooking up with his baby mama or whatever, and how he was naked and they were having sex while the child was in the bed with them, and he allows the child to see that, and then he was laying on the bed and the child was playing with his so and so, and next thing you know, you see that's his gyration of his showing his gesture. He's laying on his bed. And his son is playing. He let it happen. You know what I'm saying? I let that happen. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Right? The child start playing with his, and this is who you are. This is what you. Yeah. So that's what was going on. That's what that is. So yeah.
Yeah, it feels like
narcissist in action, bro. This is the whole cult thing that we were watching earlier, where he was having everybody smack each other. They police each other. It's not him doing it, it's you doing it to yourself.
Yes. Which is actually the most effective that is the most effective sort of brainwashing mechanism, is one in which people actually participate in their own punishment. And also, if you hot cold love bomb.
There's another layer. You utilize the people that this individual respects to execute the punishment. That's why he chooses who does it, is because he can look at you and tell which person here you respect most, and then use that individual to exert the punishment that has a deeper psychological effect.
It's concerning that we know this stuff just offhand. But you know what? Imperius is behaving better now, isn't he? All right. So you became aware of this, and then keep going. Because you said some things the other day, like you actually got
when I found out that they were pooping on trees and this and the other. I contacted him. I said, listen, rather than you guys, because I felt like you guys, why are you guys going back into time? Why are you trying to go back into Neanderthal days or whatever we were back? You're trying to go back to monkey days. You know what I'm saying? So why do we have to go back into being naked in the forest and this, that, the other? So I said, okay, well, I'm a priest of Ifa, which is the African tradition, and I was like, okay, what about Ifa? What about the ancestors and this, that, the other? And I actually had a debate with him where I sat there and I was trying to convince him, and he was like, you know what, the ancestors live inside of you and this, that, the other, and blah, 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 blah. And listen, everything in my environment, this person's energy was so weird that, it was the dogs was barking, people were the garage door. My daughter came up. It was everything trying to interrupt this interaction. So I could never really debate him. I really wanted to debate him and find out, okay, why are you doing this? Why are we talking about pooping on trees You know, because he actually had his son do a video where he's like, you know, we give it back to the earth and all this other weird stuff. I'm like, okay, what? And I wanted to show this video. So the person, his actual accuser, right? I wanted to show how he treated her, so you guys could get an understanding about how. So she had left a few times, and she had been back and forth. And this is the same person that actually said, you know what, enough is enough. And I'm going to, you know, I'm going to that's enough, you know. So let's go. Let me like play.
Move by yourself, right or wrong?
Right.
All right, we moving what?
3.
All right, so why you move by yourself?
Because I told them.
Lying. You look that way to do it.
I told you guys.
Bro, everybody sees through that shit, bro.
See what I said. If it looks pretty, just it's good. I never said it. Take it up. We said.
Wait.
So see how he uses the women against each other, and that's why they're comfortable to slap each other and do all kind of wild stuff. Let's go.
Here's the point. The point is that you have a regular pattern. It goes like this. We live with you every day. We know who the fuck you are because your pattern goes like this. We're around you every day. If your pattern go like this, we gonna recognize it, nigga. Because we around you every day. Your shit go like this, we gonna recognize it. And especially those that have heightened senses and are empathetic, and we can feel when there's a shift of energy. Now, if you don't know what's going on, you say that, like, I don't know, but I do feel, but recognize your own feelings and be like, yo, you know what? I do recognize that I'm a little off right now. I recognize that.
Now, this was, see, here's the thing. They had this hierarchy where the certain women would be vying to be the queen of the CarbonNation, right? And she wanted to be queen. And they had like different people trying to be queen. All these women wanted to be the queen of the whole thing. So let's go into it.
I was looking at you. I was like, I asked you, like, what's wrong? Are you all right? And you was like, I just asked you if you was all right. I was like, are you good? I felt the vibe right there. And then I ignored it. You said you was good. I ignored it. Now, the second time you came up, I couldn't ignore it when you passed me the avocados with the goddamn Kremlin face. You were like, oh my God, bro.
You see how he's using the other women?
That's what I'm just saying.
See, they're all like getting into it and all this other stuff, but let me show you what happened. So let me go a little bit into this, but let's go.
No, I did give you a remedy to your fucking issues. You won't practice the medicine to heal. So how the hell can I help anybody if they don't do what I'm asking them to do? So it makes me look like my shit don't work, but it ain't me, it's y'all. I already gave y'all all the knowledge.
It's y'all, right? So let me just show you how. So all these women had STDs when they left CarbonNation. So
those burning bitches. If you want, I'm so. The only thing I apologize for is not is allow myself to go back to that shit, to where my only had to go through the hell again, and not warning people. Then they got out here burning bitches, straight up burning. And now I'm warning, yes.
If you don't know what burning is, that means giving people STDs.
We gotta protect our women. We gotta protect our women. We have to. Before you go, remember what I said. I'm not taking it back this time. I've never, and that's another thing I'm clear up, because I'm tired of protecting these niggas. He don't know that I was protecting him when I was with him. But the order that I said I had slept with, it still remains to be true. What he tried to do was make it a lie, make it seem like I lied about it, say I spread rumors, but I never did. And I protected his ass when I was there. He made me a liar when I'm not. Thank you for the love. Whoever did that, thank you for the love. And shit was not a right at all. My shit, I had to tell the women. And he's like, oh, well. And then when I told the women, and this is the last time I'm ever going to talk about my Yoni, because I know my Yoni's good now, because I'm taking my shit. I'm doing what I need to do.
Yoni is the JJ.
I would never ride for a nigga like that. I would never, ever. I would never ride for a nigga like that. They get out here burning bitches and saying, and then having them thinking like, oh, it's a normal fucking thing.
Now hold on.
I'm trying to hold it. I just been holding it for a while. I do right.
No. You gonna get this work. Yo, hold on. Hold up, bro.
Well, she came back, so she would leave and then say what happened, and then she came back, and then when she came back, he gave it even worse. He pretty much embarrassed her in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Made her get on her knees, all types of stuff. But the thing is that all she said was, listen, I left. I mean, I had all kind of stuff coming out my hoo-ha, this, that, the other. Like you gave me STDs, you know what I'm saying? But he tried to make her seem like she was a whore and all type of stuff. But she actually liked another guy in the group, and he didn't like that, and it was crazy. So listen.
Bro, she's a runner, she's a track star. She gonna run away when it get hard. I'm not. Fuck out of here. Let me finish talking and reading you. I'm gonna give you my honest opinion to your face. See, you went behind my back with two energies. In my face, you tremble with humbleness. When you leave my sight and you get online, I watched you. Just like Velvet. All of y'all snakes, cowards. It's not because you a female and I'm a male. It's your spirit that's a coward. Yeah, no. Wait. Okay, no. Now your bladder hurts. Oh, I gotta run. Play you, I gotta run. Go, and don't come back.
I just really have to use the restroom. I'll come back and I'll face it. I just really.
Go ahead, run. Run. Hurry up, run. Motherfucking economy, nigga. We tired of putting up with your shit. That's why we got Kevin Sam. So that's what we're gonna give you.
Bottom line is that, like, when it really comes down to it, this guy was very abusive to women. He knew how to make them feel like worthless. It was a mess, you know what I'm saying? And then he had other cult members like that where they would use themselves to, like, you know, say certain stuff. And he actually made certain women like team up with other men. He would choose the couples, like, you be with this person, you be with that person, and then he had to sleep with every woman that before you would be with any of these other cult members, he had to sleep with you first. But he had STDs and all type of wild stuff. So guess what's happening? Guess what's getting passed around is STDs in the cult, right? So it's a lot of like crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of like crazy stuff.
You know what this sounds like? It sounds like late stage syphilis. The type of grandiose notions.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know enough about that. I know more about brainwashing people than I do about late stage syphilis. How about you?
Might have read something about Tuskegee experiment or two. I don't know.
I actually I had a great uncle who died in an asylum of late stage syphilis. Or maybe it's gonorrhea.
Really?
It's gonorrhea.
So
Yeah.
maybe he did have, maybe it is syphilis. Maybe that's what it is, because the girl Malia, his wife, she actually was, because she was in like the jungle and everything. Something happened to her where she began to like experience certain symptoms. They had to take her out, and she had like an unidentified STD that or unidentified illness that no one there was nothing. It was in its own category.
Patient zero.
And she was actually like on hospice. Like whatever it was killing her. He convinced her to leave the hospital and get treated by him, because, you know, they all believe in like naturalistic and.
This is the potato woman. Is this the potato woman?
No, they're all potato people. They're all a B6 diet and this, that, the other. He actually had his wife, Eliana, at the time. He was making them so that, no, you don't go to the hospital to have a child. She almost died trying to give birth to their daughter because he didn't believe in going to the hospital. And she had a complication, and that complication almost killed her. She had to go to the hospital and then get like, you know, a procedure done to like actually extract the baby. Same thing happened to another girl named Serenity, where, you know, there were some complications. So they were trying to be so and then one woman actually passed away from heart failure, you know, because he wouldn't let them take their medication, because he felt like everybody should like just take this B6 diet. That
leads into the idea of it being syphilis or some other brain-borne illness, because if he refuses to allow anyone else to go to the hospital, I doubt he's been to a clinic in a while.
Yeah, he tried to pretend like he did and that he had gotten a test for HIV, but no one has really ever seen the real test and this, that, the other. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And even in this video right here, you'll see that even not even just a syphilis, which is basic, just basic herpes. You know what I'm saying? Like, she admitted that she had herpes. He tried to lie and say she didn't say that, but she did. And then they show the video where she said that she did have herpes, and you'll see her face like change up and say, well, you know what I'm saying? So watch this.
Okay.
Are you showing it?
There we go.
I don't know who told you she has herpes.
I passed by, you know, I had got an illness, a sickness, a mental disease that had manifested in my physical body as what we would call the herpes virus, the simplex virus. I had caught this illness as a symbolic imbalance of the mental imbalance that I had.
Yeah, that type of stuff. So well, I'm just saying, like, basic.
It's your girl.
But no, when I say basic herpes, when she was at my house, she said that she only just had simplex 1, not 2. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about the different simplexes, but I suppose that there's. What's the difference?
I think 1 is like in your mouth, or like, you know, people get cold sores.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But in the genitals is like where you get like the 2. I don't know. I'm not a medical professional, but you know.
So you heard about these people that were pooping on trees, and you thought, I'm gonna go call them.
I tried to help. I really was trying to help them to escape the situation, like to like get back on their feet, etc. And like, you know, that was the worst mistake I've ever made in my life, because
was it?
Yes, it was, because you know, there's a certain mindset that came with that whole cult that was not of a natural like thinking. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't want to work. They don't believe in working. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wanted to get a job. You know, the people that I initially brought into the fold, they would work. But when you brought the other cult members in, they always feel like, well, they were always trying to really get back to cult. You know what I'm saying? They were always trying to go back to Mexico and live off the, you know, try to come together and be a cult. So it's like, you can't, like, what can you do in that situation? Like when you have people that are constantly trying to go back into the cult mentality, you know? Right. And, you know, and at some point it got like, so like, I'm like, bro, like at what point do you see that this stuff is just like crazy as hell? Like you want to go back into like this type of behavior? Like, I'm gonna show you. There's a person that was in this video right here. Well, you know what? It might not be that one. It might be this one right here. Where this guy, this one of these dudes, he's having people like beat each other and slap each other. Like one of these people that stayed with me. The other one has passed away. May he rest in peace. It's the Indian guy. But Solar stayed with me, you know.
Okay, that's one of the dudes that was the other.
Now, let me tell you something. What's happened to Solar. Now he's in jail for trying to traffic drugs into London. You know, they don't understand.
Into London.
Yeah, he tried to, from California to London. He tried to traffic weed and bring it into London. Yeah,
weed of all the things.
Yeah, like.
There's no reason. You know what? Hold on, I got something for that.
Literally, I've had weed in my ass and had my ass sniffed by a dog. No alerts, so I know that shit worked. It's deep storage. Yeah.
I don't understand it's not that valuable. It's not that rare, and it's not addictive really at all. I guess it's addictive like a video game might be, but
it was like $2,000 they was gonna get. And here's the thing: they were saying that the weed in London is not potent enough, so they need like to try to transport the California weed over there to try to I guess make some money. You know what I'm saying? So
probably not enough to cover their plane ticket.
About 4 people from like ex-CarbonNation members, or went got some weed, put it, I don't know what, in their suitcases, whatever. Tried to make it back over to like the London, and honey, the dog was like roo roo roo. You know what I'm saying? That was it. So now they're like facing like a drug trafficking charge right now. So
that's no fun.
And then the other guy, he passed away, and he just passed away. There's several people, about 3 people who have passed away from this cult, by the way. So it's really a serious thing. It's bad, because like the way that this guy has brainwashed these people into like being so dependent on the cult to where they don't know even how to like deal in life. And I want to give you an example of like how like you know, like his brainwash and how deep it was going. Let's go.
I'm violent. I'm violent. I like that. I'm a violent nigga. I'm a gorilla. That's right. This nigga Smith. No fucking God, nigga. Fuck this phone, nigga. I made this phone and I made you, nigga. Ever disrespect God, nigga. Smack that nigga. Fuck, don't you ever disrespect me, nigga. This got my way, bitch. When I move, we move.
So he's basically having struggle sessions.
Exactly. You remember Fight Club? You remember yeah. First rule of Fight Club is we don't talk about Fight Club.
Ask for a strawberry? Huh?
No, my chief.
Don't you ever in your motherfucking life give me a motherfucking strawberry unless I ask for one, motherfucker.
Pussy great.
Yeah, look at that. Ooh. Motherfucking move, he's right out. Move, I'm gonna go over here. Just move up my motherfucking way when you see me coming. Attitude in her face.
This is sort of like the physical version of being on Paul's panels.
Say, ooh, that was a good one.
Let me punch you in your shit.
That actually checks out for a few YouTube.
I'm an abusive man. That's what I am. That's what I am. I need a woman that like to be abused. We said right, smack her.
Crazy.
Smack her. No, smack her. Fucking playing, bitch. Get your motherfucking mind. Sit up. Sit up, bitch. I said right. I just said right. You ain't listening to me, ho. Up. Smack her. I don't know nobody else like me, bro. I don't know nobody else on this planet like me, bro. That could say that they're God. And they got real life worshipers in they like literally people don't understand like these women and people that come to me, they mostly worship me, bro. They really link I'm God, bro, and I am God. And they know I'm God and their souls belong to me. Just like in the Bible, Jesus said, these sheep, no one can take them away from me because God is giving to me. And it's like literally y'all are doing the same thing, bro. Y'all follow me everywhere I go. Y'all won't even let me go out the room, bro. Y'all carry me upstairs to go to sleep. Bro, I don't gotta do nothing. I just say right now. I swear to God, right now, anything I want from this house, I get. Like if I sit in this chair, I'm like, take my shoes off.
Ain't that crazy?
Rub my feet.
Yeah.
Grown men.
I could debate that point.
Rubbing their feet, rubbing his feet. You want to debate the empire?
Sasquatch does it for me, and I do it for him. Bros rub each other's
The
feet.
black man is God. Put your arms to the side.
Onto the ground.
Black man, I apologize to you.
Black man, I apologize to you.
For being a bitch.
For being a bitch.
For not supporting your dreams and your ambitions.
For not supporting your dreams and ambitions.
Black man, you are the greatest man to ever be on this motherfucking planet, even in your ignorance.
Black man, you are the greatest man to ever be on this planet, even in your ignorance.
And I should support you up or down, rich or poor. I should give my money to you, but I'm sitting here with your ego.
And I should support you up or down. I should give my money to you.
I should give my money to you, black man. Say it. Because at the end, you all I got. You are my protector. And just because you down don't mean that I got to disrespect you.
And just because you're down doesn't mean I got to disrespect you.
Outstanding.
I said no.
Well, go ahead and stand up then.
That is pure ego laughing.
Bitch, if you ever stand over me, I will.
In fact, I kind of want to clip that to use for
It's
when
a
someone
good
has money.
It was it's a good, definitely clippable laugh. The best evil laugh of all time is Jafar from Aladdin. I actually had that as a text or a ringtone. No, it was a text tone for Katie for a while. Because I'm funny like that.
Oh, they humiliating you. Look at your life and look at mine. You wish you can do this, nigga, with your life, and you would do it in your own way. You could never do what I'm doing right now. Never. You would need, I'm doing this without money. They gave me money. Could you find some idiots online to pay you to do this to them?
Probably.
I bet you could. Can you find some weak niggas
This is why you want the
online
Matterhorn,
that
ain't it?
have money that will give you money to humiliate
I actually
them publicly? Can you
found a
If
motorhome
you
today
can,
that looks
let
like
me-
So is
Like-
this like some S&M, a humiliation thing that maybe it's like a S&M thing? Like they don't even realize they're under like S&M.
Well, S&M is sexual in nature, and this is not sexual. This is just dominance assertion, basically, and conditioning.
I don't know. I think maybe it is a control fetish fantasy, right?
I
That's
suppose
what
it
it
could-
seemed like to me, like
yeah.
a fetish, like the weird
Yeah.
fetish stuff.
There's nothing overtly sexual about it at this
Look
point.
at that man and tell me there's nothing overtly sexual about
Okay,
that.
you know what? That's overtly sexual. That facial expression is overtly sexual. Ugh.
Let me know. To their faces, like a real nigga. I'm the real troll, and they paid me to do this to them.
They're getting off, dude.
money
You're a
you gave me,
prostitute.
How much money did you give me? You ain't gave me shit. You've been feeding over that. You've been feeding over everybody. But if you can give me money, how much would you give me?
He said 30,000. That one
Mhm.
guy gave him 30,000. Let's go ahead.
How about you? How much money you give me? 70,000. 70,000. And you?
70,000. Let's go.
Nothing.
If I could, everything I have.
If you got win the lottery right now, would you give it to me?
All the whole shit, all of these, whole thing.
You would give me the whole lottery if you won?
I'd give you a whole lot.
How about you?
How much I did?
Yeah.
Around 30,000.
You've given me how much? Now $30,000. And you? How much have you given me?
Close to 40,000.
40,000. And you?
Few thousand.
A few thousand. And I am. If you hit the lottery, would you give it all to me?
You understand? You understand? The state rests its case. Like, really?
But the real reason that we're here, though, is to ask you, the audience, how much have you given to me today? And even though this channel is not monetized yet, I'm streaming on my still unmonetized channel because it's bigger. You can still donate through Cash App and Ko-fi. And here comes Nightbot with the links right now. Alex, how much have you given to me? Nothing, she says. Actually, I don't even think that's true. I think you did give something, but NPC, what have you given to me?
Bussy.
That's my job.
Wait, why you call it Kofi though? Kofi. It's coffee.
Oh, I don't know. Is it coffee?
Coffee. Kofi. Y'all been coffee.
We're white. What do you expect?
Lady Barra, I don't even think I've seen you before, so I don't think that you've given me anything. But maybe you have, and I forgot about it. And if that's the case, I apologize. Chairman Meow, how much have you given? Gary Baxter. Well, Gary Baxter has given too generously at times. D2 has also given. Autumn, we could go through the whole list. I could make you slap each other. Naomi, slap Ike. No, don't slap Ike. Slap not Cynthia. Slap Artemis Prime. All right, I'll stop playing.
I don't know. I was becoming aroused.
Me too.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need.
All right, enough of that. So you called them, and tell me about the phone call. You're muted.
You're muted, Todd.
Oh, okay. So no, I didn't make no phone call.
How'd you contact him?
No, I was actually on his show because he, back then he used to, do these shows and, you could like debate him. You know what I'm saying? So I was on there debating him. I'm gonna try to find the debate. I'm gonna find that. But what I'll do is in the meantime, while I'm trying to find that, there's so much crazy stuff going on. This is crazy.
Heartbender gives to Sarah for me. Look, me and Sarah might work together in a lot of ways, but money ain't one of them. You get zero. You get like 2% credit for money donated to Sarah. It's not nothing, but it's not really something. Charles Manson was nice. Oh, and Plumpy, you're already one of the you're not one of the freeloaders. This might be a bad influence on me.
Right. Already like ask people to slap each other and stuff, man. Slap so and so and give me some money. Right.
Is this what do you got here? Is this what we just watched?
No.
Okay.
It's so much on this whole thing. It's a lot.
Okay. I want to hear what you did though. I want to hear like when you say you went.
I gotta find it. I didn't.
Okay.
That one. I'm gonna play this real quick while I look for it.
All right.
This video, I'm actually gonna be piecing together of Nature Boy's madness. Now we're also gonna take a much closer look at Eligio's model stripper escort days. Like I literally edited clips of Eligio stripping under the name Tyson. And also I even put Doctor, playing Doctor with Dean Willoughby, digging all up in his booty hole. So Nature Boy even had his knees tucked to his chest, no less, by the way. I had to censor some real nasty shit to show you the last two closing scenes. So if seeing those scenarios is too much, then close out when the stripper scene begins, and I promise you won't miss anything, besides those triple X parts, I promise. And also in part one, I found myself feeling almost sorry for Nature Boy, and you might too. But then I produced part two, and I remembered why I hated Eligio so much. So I'm going to put them out ideally together, and the sequel is essential to watch to get the big picture of how and why Eligio Bishop became, the heartless cult leader of many names that he is today, most well known as Nature Boy, but I like to call him the Peter Pan of Pimp of Simps, honestly.
The Pimp of Sims. Hey, can you pause it real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
That.
Go ahead.
Thank you, GC, for the $5 PayPal. He says, "Get your cult creation game up, Taylor." You're right. I do need to get it up. Damn. Somebody slap somebody. I need to work on it. I need some practice.
My wife is very mad now. What do I do?
Your wife is mad?
Yeah.
Tell her to
upset.
slap herself.
We're past that. We need like lawyers. Told somebody to slap somebody. I'm a very simple man.
Okay, yeah, me too. Naomi, Naomi seems like she'll slap somebody. I think Naomi and Alex should slap each other. That would be a good slap fight. There are hand gestures we need to learn. Yeah, I need to get with Sasquatch, and he needs to teach me how to do a cult because he promised his mom he wouldn't make a cult, but I didn't promise my mom that shit.
Just praise God, man. Fucking praise God. God is so amazing. The sun, the nature, the earth, water, the way words work, the way knowledge works, the way love feels. God, praise God, man.
All right, that was NPC, not GC. There we go. Good call. I couldn't remember exactly who that was. You already doing private? All right. So it seems like the cult really, like, aside from being they could support more financially, but they're pretty good on the slapping. Y'all are doing pretty good.
When does it get a non-profit? Like, up your game, bro. When does it go federal?
When does what go federal?
Well, if you're gonna have a religion, you don't have to pay taxes anymore, especially if you're the icon.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what? I think that they've I don't know if that's as exploitable a loophole as it would seem at first. They don't like people exploiting that loophole. Hi, Jess. We're going over a cult, and I'm starting one. I'm glad you're here. Please find somebody else in the audience to slap and send in some donos.
I need donuts.
Yeah. Have to have a 501c3, yeah. Slaps are a way to no taxes. That's right. And at my cult, as I've said before, I only charge 5%. I don't tie the whole 10. You don't have to tie the whole 10%. It's the best value. That's not a cult. Flo's butthole cult doesn't exist. I'm a pastor's daughter. We slapped over communion. Right on. To see this? So you know all about cults.
Your children will be taught combat skills early as age 5 in order to crush the competition when they fully mature. Little Deborah and Jesse need to fire a pistol with precision accuracy while drowning out the screams of the non-believers. Good job.
I cannot find the video. I'm looking for it. I'm like
The one that where you debated him?
Yeah, I think they took the video down because it was on Nature Boy TV. I don't know if that channel still exists. They might have like made them take it down because
I'm sure that they took it down. That would be the first thing that his lawyer would have him do.
Oh, okay, yeah, because it was on there. It was on there, and I was giving it to him. I was like, you know what? No, like, what are you talking about? Blah blah blah. Like, oh, what is this? And yeah. Hold on, let me. I had like this one thing when I was talking about like showing like the. Did I like lose the thing? Hold on, let me see.
So I found Nature Boy TV.
I want you to. Oh, okay. You see the look up.
I found natureboytv.com, but you need to have a login for it.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna look for it. And it might not be right here, but what I'll do is I'm gonna find it because I tried because you know what? I knew I was gonna be doing this and I was gonna find it, but I couldn't find it. But let's just go into like this video that I'm about to show right here.
Okay.
This abuse aspect, like how he.
Oops.
I like my mother last name.
your brother, y'all go sit down. We're gonna make a baby. And they used to go in the room and they'd be like, y'all go sit down. We're gonna make you a brother and sister. Y'all go. That's what Tanya used to tell me.
And you know he died between mommy and her sister, right?
Really?
They all three slept in bed. They hung out. Everybody hung out. I'll never forget that night or day.
So my dad was with my mother and her sister.
He was like,
That nigga was a playboy. Yeah, man.
I never understood.
He slept in the bed with he slept in the bed with my mother and her sister, my aunt. That nigga
Tell
played.
them how they used to be fighting over.
That's a player right there. That's
She used to
makes
go
sense.
to knock. Your mom used to be knocking on the door. He knew by the knock.
He slept in the bed with he slept in the bed with my mother and her sister, my aunt. That nigga
Tell them
played.
how they used to be fighting over when you say she used to go to knock. Your mom used to be knocking on the door. He knew by the knock.
You know that. Don't.
That means stop having sex.
Mm-mm.
What?
That was the knock. Like it's me. When they come home or they on the other side of that door, they do that knock.
Wow.
Be real snappy, like not you gonna be well rested. Snap.
Yeah.
Snap like that.
And my dad died in his sleep. He had a heart condition. He died. She woke up. This was the love of her life. My dad was like a sugar daddy to my mom. And I think that's what I was told. He was older. But she was in love with him. My dad's Puerto Rican. My mom's Haitian. And my dad brought a lot of happiness.
Simpsons, like I was horny over Marge and shit, and I was looking at Lisa and shit like that. And I would hump on things. At first, we were foster kids in the Bronx by this lady named Miss Dukes. And I lived on 300 Morris Ave in the Bronx. And I was raised in that project building like right there for a long time. This lady, you know, we was this is during the hip hop era, growing up through hip hop, you know what I'm saying? And it was different. There was no internet, TV went off, we had Nintendo, we had Game Boys. It was different back then. It was a whole nother world I was coming up in. And anyway, fast forward, and well, let me tell you about one of the experiences I had when I was split up by my brother when I was about 6 years old. In Queens, I could remember a guy named Mr. Pope. I remember forgetting.
Is it paused or did I lag out?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking.
Oh, you were.
I've been talking this whole time. Y'all ain't heard nothing.
We haven't heard a thing.
Yet. I have been talking this whole time, y'all. Oh my god, I hate this. Anyway, this is a mudra. Okay.
Oh, the hand signal.
That's a mudra. That's a power. Like
Yeah.
that. There's no. He's not just holding his hand like that. That's a specific thing. It's called a mudra. He knows what he's doing with that hand signal thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's called a mudra. Look up a
Queens,
mudra.
I could remember a guy named Mr. Pope. I remember forgetting Mr. Pope, but I was always
right. See, so he did the mudra up and then he pointed it toward the audience. So I'm gonna show.
He's channeling the energy out, right?
Yeah, mudra. Okay. So people don't even understand like that people are be doing certain like hand signals and stuff like that, and it and be getting like it's a power play, and that's a mudra. Putting your hand together like this. See this whole yoga mudras. I wish I could.
No, I got it. Yeah, we got it. Actually, I'll pull up
I was going to show you what it is. Yeah, pull up the mudras, but I'm not like
because there's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, but that's a mudra.
When I say I was a horny child, like I was humping on things, and I had sexual urges very young in age. I've had sexual urges. I was humping on like anything I could find. Like I remember looking at The Simpsons and getting horny over The Simpsons. Like I was horny over Marge and shit, and I was looking at Lisa and shit like that. And I would hump on things, whether it was another kid. It didn't matter if it was a boy or girl. And I was staying in this family. This is where my sexuality started to kick in, because I was staying in Queens. Me and my brother got separated because we was like fighting each other all the time. And when I was a little kid, you know, it was very confusing for me growing up, you know, not understanding things, because I just logged in. I was just responding to what I was feeling and things going on.
See how he's holding his hands though?
Mhm.
You're still not seeing, like, so it would seem like he's natural.
Oh, here, let me move the banner.
That's not a natural way to hold your hand. You understand? And see how he has it pointed a certain way, and he keeps trying to hold that position as he speaks. I want y'all to pay attention to that, because
Yeah, I took the banner down so that people could see his hands better.
yeah, so this is a mudra. So that's sending energy out into what he's saying.
So as a child, uneducated about my sexuality, I pretty much, you know, was humping on the other kids in the foster home, you know, just to get my rocks off or just to feel something, you know what I'm saying? And he caught me one day, Mr. Pope, the dude I got separated from my foster father. He caught me, and basically the dude just made me do sexual acts with another boy that I was already humping on anyway. And so he made me put my penis in his mouth, take a picture. He took a picture. He said, put the boy's penis in my mouth. So took a picture. He said,
I think that we might need to pause that for a second. This is a good time for me to show the mudra specifically. He was doing this one, right? That's all right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. It was all right. I just didn't want it to get any. I didn't know where it was going, but he was doing the.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know either.
Yeah.
My bad, guys. I wasn't trying to like.
But see, there's a bunch of mudras, and some of them, this chart, they're all aligned to different chakras. But the one that he was doing was it was the third eye, wisdom or intuition one.
Exactly. Yes. So, I mean, so he's using a lot of like esoteric things. He talks about a lot of esoteric thoughts, and they always say, "Well, this is the knowledge, right?" And really, what he was really taking from is different people with their knowledge, and these young people would feel like this is his knowledge. It's like, no, he's just grabbing things from different people and then saying this and saying that, and you're believing it to be his knowledge, right? Oh, this is the knowledge. So that's part of the reason why people were sucked into it and believed that this guy really was God, because he was bringing some kind of knowledge, but he really was not. He's doing mudras, he's doing things that already exist, but people didn't know that. A younger audience, like 20s, 18, you know what I'm saying? All this stuff.
Well, he just found people who were well, I think he found a bunch of dudes who got off by being abused. Women probably too. Actually, it's probably a kink more than anything. Now, really,
what'd you say? What?
it was probably a kink more than anything. It seems like everybody was getting off a little bit with the power play.
You know what? It probably was. So let me just show you this. So watch this. So here we go. How do I like play it? So all right, let me show you this. So before he was ever Nature Boy, he was a stripper.
You know, the playing doctor video with Eligio, and I found it, and it was even worse than I ever heard. And then
not just your average stripper though. He was a gay stripper in a gay nightclub.
Yeah, I think that most male strippers cater to dudes, right? I think that's where the money is.
Yeah, so he was a stripper in a gay nightclub. So I'm gonna speed this up and just show.
I also found this Tyson video, and I just had to show you guys because it's hilarious.
And he was a stripper called Tyson. So I'm gonna play that.
But also, you know, during the process of censoring it, I had to see like Eligio's Gucci's taint like way too many times. I really think I've got some PTSD as a result of this. And, you know, y'all need to look out for me. The first thing he's going to do, you know, just to warn you, is act like he needs to pick something up off the ground so he can bend over.
So this is him. So imagine before he became.
I had to put this See No Evil Monkey up because he was bending over, busting it open. and for quite some time too. Like I said, I'm traumatized. I don't think this video was made with straight women in mind. You know, it doesn't do anything for me. But if it does anything for you, no judgments here.
So before he became a cult leader, he was a stripper. A whole male gay stripper.
I think that's normally the pipeline, though, right? We should ask Paul or Jack, but I'm pretty sure they're all strippers first.
Really?
This makes that harem of men make much more sense, sir.
Yeah, he's bi.
No,
Well,
it's the type of man he would look for to dom.
Oh, right.
Right. So
This is probably where he like this sort of shit is exactly where you'd find him too, or like YouTube.
Welcome to the conversation, bro.
right here, Lord knows what he's doing.
Slap yourself and then stand on your tiptoes until I tell you not to.
Because he's burning.
He just got his whole hoo-ha out. You know what I'm saying? He's doing all that. Then he was a porno star. He was a porno star. And then
no surprise there.
It was a doctor that was pretending to be a doctor that was doing like porn with him, and it was like
This Lexington doctor gets 15 years. Dean Alan Willoughby, who pleaded guilty to numerous counts of practicing medicine without a license, sexual abuse, and other charges in May, was sentenced to 15 years in prison on Friday. Flanked by defense attorneys Scott Hayworth and Jim Lowry, Willoughby, a Mount Sterling resident and owner of a music publishing company, stood before Fayette Circuit Judge Pamela Goodwine. Willoughby's knees buckled when Goodwine told him his sentence. He was immediately placed in a court prisoner holdover room. Lexington police have said Willoughby, 45, posed as a doctor doing medical research and paid people, many of them homeless men, $50 each to examine their prostates, check for hernias, and inject them with what they thought were vitamins. Some of the charges against him dated back to incidents that occurred as long ago as 1996, according to police.
Nothing suspicious about that.
On Corporate Drive in Lexington, where men from the
Can I do a PSA right quick?
and elsewhere were examined.
This
is not the 1930s. We no longer inject vitamins for the most part. There are a very few exceptions for extremely anemic or folic, or so there are exceptions. But we did as a rule, you could pop a couple of pills, get your vitamins straight, bro.
If somebody is offering you an injection of vitamins, know that you're probably being lied to.
You're definitely being lied to, bro.
Listen, like $50. So he did a whole corn for $50 because the guy was like using. Listen,
according to police. According to investigators, Dr. Dean paid $20 to those who brought others to him to be examined.
So he was looking for his Ghislaine Maxwell.
Hey, Flo.
Yeah,
I need you to go see this doctor, bro.
Okay.
So this is the cult leader in the examination room.
Content is content.
And it was a mess. So here we go. He pretended.
So this is a real doctor, or this is a fake doctor.
He's a real doctor, but he was recording everybody doing stuff, and it was. I don't know, like I don't know. It was like on some corn. You know what I'm saying? So he probably would. He's sticking stuff up people's behinds and then I think he actually this is the cult leader. He jacked them off and and then So so
type of one in the chat if you're slightly aroused.
So he used him to, do this whole procedure and recorded it. I don't know whether
so hold on. So you're saying that the doctor is a different dude and Nature Boy went to the doctor
back in the day before he became
people
he was a stripper at first. He was not even Nature Boy, he was a stripper.
Right. So he knew what he had to know this. He seems like he would know what was going on.
I believe so. I think that he knew that he was being recorded. It was a gay corn. And what happened is because it wasn't like a thing. He did something of his hoo-ha in his boochie hole. And next thing you know, like he was
It's a vitamin injection.
At the end, he got the vitamin injection, but he had to let him jam off, and then put something up his Gucci hole. So, and that's
maybe it was just weed. Maybe it was direct D, and he was trying to just smuggle his weed into prison.
If you can't put up with the stigma, then don't be a freak.
You understand what I'm saying? But so then later on he becomes Nature Boy, right? He becomes this figurehead. You know what I'm saying? So
I think I understand the dynamics of the group. I want to hear your stories about how you got in contact with him. Like, I want to hear that shit.
Okay, let's go into it.
All right.
So, like I said, I've been following him from the beginning. Like, what I'm saying, I saw him go into like a natural food store at the time. Like, I'm in the conscious community. I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds good. Okay, you about to like leave this a natural life, go into nature, and he's trying to get everybody else to do the same thing. So I followed him. Like, I watched him, like his progression. Went down into Costa Rica. He started his group, whatever. I kind of like lost touch for a second. Then I saw it like coming up again, and I saw the people getting like removed because of like I said, the BBC came, and then I began to watch it again. The one wife was saying that there was something going on. Kept watching it, and I began to watch it more and more. And I'm like, okay, so you're trying to get people to go back into Stone Age. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, well, why should we all go back in the Stone Age? His whole thing is that, well, when everything falls in America, he called America Babylon, right? And he made everybody in the cult call their parents their Babylon family. He made everybody that had children leave their children and go and join the cult. There's about 4 people that like had kids before they actually left the cult to go to join the cult, that left their children to go join the cult, have not talked to the children since, right? Maybe they like talked to them on the phone, but the
kids are probably better off for that. If you're the type of parent that'll do that, then kids are probably better off just ripping that Band-Aid off.
Or wood chipper.
These are these kids' mothers. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no kid good without their mom. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
There are some moms that are just that bad.
Well, I just know this. Malia, Aya, and a few other ones left their children to join his cult. And also, I think Velvet at some point left her family. She was in college. She took the money from college to go and paid the money to them, joined the cult. Like, people like were just like in droves, like going to go down there because he made it look so fabulous, right?
Uh-huh.
He's showing images of like the forest and like the trees and everybody just living free. And this is what you should do. Live off the grid, like do this. So
who was the flat earth guy that was doing this? Like Santana? No, not Carl. Somebody help me out in the chat. You know who I'm talking about. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I was watching it like, that's okay. Because I never wanted to like join the group, but I was like, okay, well, it makes sense to like live off the grid. So a part of it was like, okay, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, live off the grid, do this, that, the other. Okay, so I was watching it. But me being a practitioner of E5, I said, well, okay, well, why aren't you guys just more in touch with your ancestors? Me being in
what did you say you're a practitioner of? I didn't catch that.
Ifa, which
I don't know what that is.
It's a Yoruba African tradition, ancient African tradition. I'm a priest in Ifa. I'm an Oya priest.
What's your opinion on the Bodini, madam?
What's my what?
The Bodini. Is this a good or a bad spirit?
No, these are spirits of light. The Orishas are spirits of light.
Not Orishas, the Bodini.
I never heard. I don't even know what the Bodini is.
Okay.
What in the fuck is going on right now?
What is a Bodini? I never heard of that. What's the Bodini? Explain something to me that I don't know. What's the Bodini?
Bodini is an African genie. They're not nice.
Yeah, I never heard of that. The Bodini. I never heard of that. That might be from a certain group or people in Africa, but no. In Nigeria, we have Orisha. Now, there are Muerto, or there are the spirits of like
The dead.
that you actually can like work with. But we work with, like, as a priest, I don't work with the dead. I mean, I work with my ancestors, and that's it. I don't like go into like, too far into that. I just like give reverence to, respect them. They help me because I'm like their offspring. But I don't go into no Bodini. I never even heard of that. I need to look up to that. I don't know what that is. But voodoo is different. Voodoo is 100% like on some muerto, like dealing with like those spirits. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of like dead spirits. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Work with the Orisha. The Orisha are spirits of light. They are spirits of nature. My head Orisha is the spirit of lightning, thunder, air, the air you breathe, you know what I'm saying? And it also represents, life and death, but also the air you breathe when you come into the world and the air you breathe when you lose when you leave out the earth. But it's not so much about like, I mean, it could be if you wanted to like really go that evil with it, but I don't deal with the evil like that level of that. So, because I'm a priest, I'm not like a, a witch, So me, when I encountered Nature Boy, this is before I got initiated into being a priest. I was like, well, why don't you just get into your initial religion? Because you say you're from Haiti, you're from Puerto Rico. Why aren't you into that? Well, he told me he is. He said that he is Eligio, which people have told me no, he could never be Eligio because Eligio, that the spirit, that sexual, the way he's doing stuff is not an Eligio spirit. You know what I'm saying? So same thing with P. Diddy Combs, how he had like that spirit on the voodoo spirit on his back, that tattoo. That is like almost like a Oshun or Yemoya. That's not like a spirit of like of being overly sexual. So sometimes people will be using. Yes, that's beautiful. I love it. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Oh my God.
Is that a Boudini I hear?
The camera's not working for me.
Yeah, Santos Bonacci. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of.
My daughter want to show you the bill that she made. Can I show it to her?
You can
Here, put it over here. Here, come on. Show the bill, child. She's 7. She want to show she made a bill.
Let me see that. That's a good bell. I like your bell.
Yeah. she turned the light on. There. Okay, the bell.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, the bell.
Hey, that's a great bell.
Good job, Pooja Bear. Yes. Okay, that's it. That's it. They can't see no more, and that's it.
My daughter is twice her age.
Yeah, I didn't have my she was like, I was 40 when I had her. So but anyway, so that's
Is it because you started messing around with Nature Boy and that sex cult?
No. I was told at a young age not to have children until I turned a certain age.
Really? By who?
My aunties. They was like, don't get married, don't do this. And I really like believed them, and I really like took what they said to heart. I said, okay, I'm not gonna.
Were they like old school feminists, or was there some sort of like?
They had all been married for a long time, and I guess they was like, you know what, fuck this. Like, I've been through too much. Like, listen, don't do it. I don't know what happened in their marriages, but they were like, man, listen, trust me. And I said,
They were still married. They didn't get divorced.
Oh yeah, to the end. Yeah, they was their husbands all they lived and died with their husbands, but they told me don't do it. I don't know why.
There's a lot of people in that older generation that hated each other, but never, but just lived in misery their whole lives because it was the only culturally acceptable thing to do.
Probably, I don't know. But I listened to their advice, and I'm like, I wish I would have had my kids earlier because now I'm up here like all my friends that are in my age bracket are like out there traveling, having a good time, and I'm over here like, oh, I'm over here at school with the 20-year-old, like being the old
Right.
mom. So I wish I would have had my kids earlier,
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you had them at all. It seems like a lot of people would have missed the boat at that point.
Exactly, yeah.
Hmm. So, okay, so you went on a show. You contacted him through the because you're into the esoteric and natural, same sort of circles, and you started playing with them.
Playing with them? No, you don't play. What?
That
No,
maybe
you don't
maybe
play.
I'm
You don't
right.
play with. You don't play with the Orisha. What do you mean playing with them? No, you don't play.
No, I mean not Orisha. With the cult.
Well, I started to like ask questions like, what are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I sat there and I had a
Playing
conversation
with it, by
with
the
him,
way.
and in his mind, he in his mind, oh, I'm a Legwa, a Legwa. So you know who Legwa is. So all right, when you understand darkness and light, right?
Right.
Okay, the beginning, the end, or like duality, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's understood that the earth, right, or not the earth, but the universe is really split up into dark, chaos, and order.
As above, so below.
Is the energy of chaos,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
Olodumare is the energy of order. I deal with Olodumare. He's saying I am the energy of chaos, right? So,
but he's not. He lied. That's because what he's doing is trying to impose extreme order.
that's why people were saying that no, he could not be Eligio. No, I'm not into voodoo. I'm not. That's voodoo is. There's two different things of voodoo. Listen. I don't fool with voodoo. Shouts out to the voodoo practitioners, but I'm into Yoruba. Which is really a religion, but it's what I'm saying. So it's a different type of magic than voodoo. Voodoo is a little bit more darker and a little bit more hotter spirits you're dealing with.
Uh-huh.
To where that you could like put something out there you don't have control over, somebody could get jacked up, like really fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And real quick, shout out to Misunderstood and the Misunderstood audience that just rated in. We're going over the Nature Boy cult. Well, Nature Boy is the leader of the cult.
He's from Haiti, so here's
Yeah.
the thing: he is from Haiti and he's from Puerto
Okay.
Rico. So who knows what kind of spirits he on the side? People don't even know that he was probably even conjuring to even become who he was. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you deal with Haitian stuff, that he might been dealing with voodoo. And that's why they probably were all mesmerized. You know what I'm saying? Because that power, that magic is very strong. And if he's dealing with like the Haitian magic, it can be very strong.
So you challenged him some. You mentioned the other day that you ended up rescuing some people out of the cult.
Yes.
So
well, I tried to, but I'm gonna say this. When people are brainwashed, there's not that much you can do. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
And there's a whole thing with that when it really comes down into Jaguar Wright got involved, and it was a whole
Oh, she got involved in that cult?
Oh, she was at my house, and they was making fun of me and my religion. That's a whole listen. You'd have to do a whole interview with me about that. I have to show you the interviews about that and the stuff that went down with that. That's not even the Nature Boy. It was just a thing that went down with me trying to help them. There'd have to be a part 2 on that.
What we can do that. What was Jaguar Wright's connection then to that cult?
She was trying to help the people from Nature Boy leave him. Her and Tokyo Tony. They were on this thing called Bigo. And that's how I really got back in touch with her, because I knew that Shaka, who had lived at my house, that he was in touch with her, and my child's father by 10, who was a hip-hop artist of Slum Village at the time, had been on tour with her back in the day with the Roots. So you're talking to a person that's like like when it really comes down to hip hop, like, you know, her my child's father was really like embedded into the music industry right there. And so he passed away. And so when he passed away, I was trying to do a documentary. So that's a whole story. Yeah. So I ended up like trying to like save them and, you know, trying to help them. And
so how many did you get any of them out even temporarily?
I helped them once they got out.
In what way?
However, once I like helped them once they got out, like the thing was that it's almost like I said, certain people I should never let into my house. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Velvet is cool. Shaka and Azim was cool, but then certain people came into the situation and tried to get her to come away and take them back into Mexico because they wanted to really start the cult all over again. So the cult in their mind is not over.
Do you think you think they still believe that right now?
Well, Velvet doesn't, but other people are trying to like think that, okay, he's gone, I'm the next one up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like other people that want to be the next Nature Boy. So that's pretty much what ended up happening, you know?
Do you think that the three that are still being loyal right now, do you think that they think that something's going to happen that the cult's not dead?
Yes. You know, they are gung-ho, you know. But you know, the same thing happened with Dr. Malachi York. You know what I'm saying? If you ever heard of Dr. Malachi York?
The name sounds familiar. I can't.
Listen, that's where Nature Boy got his whole swag from. Dr. Malachi York. This whole thing is really another offshoot of Dr. Malachi Z. York.
Malachi Z. York.
Yeah.
Is an American criminal, black supremacist, PDF, and convicted diddler, known as the founding leader of of several black Muslim groups in New York, most notably Nuwaubian Nation, a black supremacist new religious movement that has existed in some form since the 60s.
Yes.
And he has
so listen, this is a rabbit hole that goes so deep. Like he got his stuff. Like, hold on, let me just show you this. Hold on.
Well, I mean, all cults use the same tactics.
No.
They don't.
The thing about the black cults is that they all the most recent things that have been going on have all had their things with Dr. Malachi York. They all started like from Dr. Malachi York.
I mean, they don't all have the same. Not all cults have the same backstory or
not
flavor,
all cults, but the black cults.
But the mechanisms of wiping somebody's identity and rebuilding it, the psychological mechanisms are the same, right? The abuse, the degradation, paired then with it's the hot and cold thing, right? You abuse them, then you love bomb them, then you abuse them, then you love bomb them, and you whiplash them so that they stay disoriented.
Yeah, that too. But I'm trying to let you know how deep, when it really comes down to it, this stuff goes into the hip hop industry. This stuff is very, very, very ingrained into our society, whether you know it or not.
Oh yeah, I'm very aware. The hip hop is way a cult.
Well, you would be surprised of how many people were followers of Malachi York that were in the hip hop industry.
No, I didn't. It doesn't surprise me actually, not at all, because I know that you can hear things, you see things. I mean, hell, even what is fucking what's his name? Jay-Z is always doing this shit.
Dr. York is serving 135 year sentence on federal child molestation charges. He used to like hook up with like people in his whole cult, like sometimes even younger children, since the 60s. You know what I'm saying? They switched up from being And I did an interview on my channel. You had like, I mean, I have a whole thing called cult-like behavior, where I like actually like go talk to people in different like African American cults. Like there's so many cults that have come up in the Black community, but people don't even, white people have probably never heard of this stuff because really
Do you
the Black
think? Do you think that there's more cults? I mean, I know that maybe you don't even know because you are Black, but do you think the Black community has more cult shit than the white community or Asians or whatever? Do you think that it's overrepresented there?
No. I think that, you know what, I would say this is that our cults could be a church. You know what I'm saying? It could be like one pastor that could like be a TD Jakes that got everybody like buying and paying and whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I think that churches are cults on a milder degree.
You understand? So a cult don't necessarily have to be like where you just completely just whatever, but just certain churches could be like cults. Certain like Islamic organizations could be cults. Certain like it's so many different things that could be cults, but I don't know about the white community. I know there's like MXM, MCM, whatever. I think that in the white community, that's where you get like your almost like the what do they call it? Like your MLMs. That's where you get the cults in the white community are more like multi-level marketing schemes.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But in the Black community, they go through the church and get you believing that they're Christ and this, that, the other. I don't know. So what do you think?
Yeah, no, I think that, and I've got 3 sisters that are all Mormon. I was not raised in a Mormon family, by the way. My little sister married a Mormon. I've got 2 older half sisters that I didn't even know existed until I was 28, I think. And they were raised in their families with that word Mormon. So, in a weird twist of fate, all 3 of my sisters, I was not raised Mormon. All 3 of my sisters are Mormon.
Do you know any Jehovah's Witnesses?
I don't.
I would say that Scientology, Mormon, and then Jehovah's Witnesses. Those are probably the biggest Caucasian cults that are out here, and they are banking it up big. I mean,
oh yeah,
on the stock market, making bank. Okay, in the Black community, you have like the pastors, and then you have like the different like organizations and stuff like that are like you don't hear about them. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I would say that you probably have more in the Black community is because there'll be small like splinter little groups of people that maybe believe in this one person, really small, versus like in the white community there may be like billionaire. You know what I'm saying? Making bucks. You know what I'm saying? So it might be acceptable. Like a Jehovah's Witness is more acceptable than a Malachi York follower. You know what I'm saying? That's like Malachi is considered a cult. Period. Hebrew Israelite, all these different like groups, whatever that might be considered cults in the Black community is not as big money wise, but the followers, if you actually do research into who follows them, and they're very loyal followers, they are very wrapped up into the belief system and willing to like follow like their leader anywhere they go.
Do you know? So did Nature Boy find any of his people out of churches? I feel like religion creates the perfect breeding ground for this sort of stuff because it trains people. Most people in church are trained from when they're little, right? It trains people to accept shit as fact that makes no sense at all in real life.
I think the majority of the people that Nature Boy found were people that were homeless, didn't have nowhere else to go, and probably like some like really young people that like listen to his knowledge on Facebook. A lot of young people. He really focused on like people in their like 18, 20, sometimes 16. He had like a whole group of people that in that age range, and he was given the knowledge, right? And then he became like their leader. It wasn't so much about the church.
So he was finding them through social media.
Yes, it was 100% social media.
Do you think my channel is big enough for me to do the same? My audience is too old.
I don't know what's the age range. You're like a little bit like 18-year-old, 20-year-old.
I don't really. I'm
Listen,
38.
what you gotta do is you have to like do if you have like a nice body, at like oil it up and start gyrating, and then maybe you'll be. Because you know he was a stripper before he became like Nature Boy.
Oh, you know what? What am I thinking? I already got that. Hold on.
Now make that booty work, twerk. Make that booty work, twerk. Make that booty work, twerk. Now make that booty work, twerk. Now make that booty work, twerk. Make that booty work, twerk. Make that booty work, twerk. Now make that booty work, twerk. Make that booty work, baby. It's just like you're doing squash. Hit the flow, make it drop. Firecracker, make it pop. Got the ballers throwing guap. She can go and don't stop, but she took it up a notch. Started coming.
You know what? Y'all better join his cult. Don't look at him. You know what I'm saying? Look
I'll open the panel up in a little bit, but I want to hear more about the people that you helped, like the story about like what happened.
Man, me being in my religion, it was a lot. They did a whole surviving DJ Genesis, like I was like the bad guy. They lived in my house for a year for free.
How many of them?
Well, the first people was like this, the couple and their kids, and then they began to bring other like CarbonNation members into my house. So at some point, I also had like about 5 adults and like 6 kids.
Holy shit! You were housing like 11 refugees.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yep.
That sounds incredibly like there's a place in heaven for you, but also like what the hell were you thinking?
Right. Listen, it was the stupidest thing I could have ever did in my life, because when the chips fell, right, when it became a lot of jealousy and envy. People felt like I should have paid them. It was weird. Like people just felt like I owed them something, and it just got really strange. And I was like, wow, like I opened my home to you. I'm trying to help you, and nobody appreciated anything I did.
Yeah, there's a strange human mechanism. Actually, if you are generous like that to people, it's actually very frequent for them to then feel that way, because it's an overcorrection for the fact that you already gave them so much more than they gave you. And so people psychologically, as a defense mechanism, start finding reasons that you owe them shit.
Oh yeah. They at the end they tried to find if they found a reason, like you should have been giving me money. I'm like, what? Like what?
Mm-hmm.
I gave you a place to stay. I gave you a roof over here. Well, we didn't deserve that. Man, listen, I can show you some of the video. Like it's.
Oh, is that what you got back here?
No, I was
Okay.
trying to show you Malachi York, but
Do you want me to pull that up, or I got another video that NPC, the game in the chat, sent over to me that shows him and his wives getting rejected from a club entry or something.
oh yeah, that was crazy too, because they were acting on. By the time the ending, when it was going toward the end, it got really strange. It was just like, yeah, it showed that was really weird.
Whose hand is free?
All right, so let's.
Okay, here you go, Queen. Take your chain out. Anybody take your chain in? No. No.
No, not church. You don't look like church. Clean.
Oh, clean cut. Okay.
This is too much.
No.
That's too much.
This is too much. You're God.
Let me get a jacket or a jacket.
Y'all are the chains. Y'all are the chains. Y'all are the chains. Listen to G, because he knows how to. He's our navigation through this world.
333.
But you follow me, and you take my commands. Never G. The 3.
Pushing 3. Pushing 3.
Always and forever loyal to the 3.
Pushing 3.
I'm the commander in chief. In and out of this motherfucker. Don't you ever forget it.
Let's put those.
Who you taking commands from?
You're not taking them.
I need a jacket also for a wrap.
Exactly. Put in this side.
You want this?
Mm-mm,
No,
I
I
don't
want
want
to
that.
carry.
You need a jacket?
I wanted to
Come on,
carry
we
this
going
side.
right in.
It's that wrap.
Y'all don't
wear.
really need no jacket.
Look.
It's not cold.
Nah, we don't.
And y'all look. Y'all look. You gotta remember, we playing. There's a part.
This is practice.
Yeah.
This is practice, y'all.
We gotta get a message across to America.
This is practice, y'all.
So
yeah, talk to the people. Let them know what we're doing. Cause I'ma scare them. Let them know who you are.
No, let her hold it.
Huh?
Let her hold it. Yeah, lift up. Let her take all the video. Who you had taking the video?
Oh, who doing the video? Aya. She the eye.
She the eye. Right.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip the motherfucker like this. And listen.
Oh yeah, he know how to pick some beautiful women.
We in the valley of the shadow of death.
Yeah, no.
No evil.
It's too bad he fucked them all up. They were all really good looking women. He got good taste. I'll give him that. Good taste in women. He's got no self-awareness when it comes to jewelry, though. That's way too much jewelry.
But listen, we will be humble.
Okay.
That feather or two, I don't know about that.
He's our angel. He's guiding us through hell.
You know what's so crazy is that actually is some E5 stuff, like what he's doing right there, like showing that feather. You know who else started wearing the feather? Is Kevin Gates started wearing that same feather.
Did he?
Yep.
No, did he? Did he?
Go do some research. You'll find out that him wearing that feather in his hair the same way. Yep.
Huh.
Kevin Gates was following Nature Boy. It was weird. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Dang. This is a bigger thing than I had any idea what was going on.
Oh no, this was huge.
How big did his cult get at its biggest?
It had like millions of followers, but they were all online. Only the few people like got to actually go there, but I mean, it was worldwide. Yeah, big time. It was people come over there from different countries that came to live with him and everything. Yeah.
NPC, what do you know about this? You seem to be up on this topic.
Yeah, it's kind of freaking me out how much I'm interested in it. I guess I've been following this off and on for like about at least like 5 years now. Like, you know, because he was in the quote unquote black conscious community, and he was like kind of like their locale for a while. But people took him very seriously, as we see.
Yeah, I mean, he was able to snag up some good-looking women and some serious crazy simps.
Absolutely, yeah, a lot of money.
This is why I don't think I'm really cut out to be a cult leader, is because I don't like loser ass needy dependent people, and like
that's your bread and butter right there. If you're a cult
leader. Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Weakness is hard to be around.
It's real hard to be around.
Now this is gonna be embarrassing because he's gonna make them. You see the thing where they were against the wall and standing and doing all this stuff. He's gonna make them do that stuff out in public in the middle of like the side of the like thing. Watch when you see.
And didn't they switch alchemist? What's your main man? Alchemizing energy. Didn't they switch up because they were saying like the 3s before they were saying the 6s? This is like later before he got popped, right? Not too long before.
No,
this
that
video.
3 God was the last thing he did. The 3, 3,
Right.
3, 3, 3, 3, 3.
Yeah.
And he was even on Sonetter doing 3, 3, 3. And they were trying to have a real conversation with him. And he just kept making them say 3, 3 God, and 3, 3, 3.
Mhm.
All kind of weird ass. Yeah.
Were they doing 6s before they did 3s?
Yeah, that's what you were showing earlier, right?
No,
The
it was
6s.
that was 3. Like
That was 3s.
you put the
Oh,
put the
okay.
thing over the eye. And it's
Oh,
supposed to
3,
be-
3, 3. I get it. Yeah, I get it.
But you took it
That's
as 6.
6.
But you know what? Maybe that's what it was in the whole thing. It said 3, but it meant 6. I don't know.
Well, that's a big thing that was in the quote unquote conscious community about the 666. How it's like 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, 6 positrons. People were saying. Remember that was going
That's
around.
the
on like a
carbon
meme?
atom.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to make 666 like righteous or something.
Like, cloak it into 3 or whatever. I don't know. But he became everything happens in 3s. And really it does. Scientifically, if you look at your hands, you have 3, breakdowns of how your hand is, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like your body is broken into 3 parts, like the head, the body, and the legs. I mean, really, it is some science behind the 3, but I don't know if he was getting all deep into that. He probably was, but he did he had some knowledge with him, but
a lot of the things he said had knowledge. It's just that like he was the nasty, awful person that manipulated and violated people constantly. Yeah. That's what,
the thing about these sort of esoteric or spiritual knowledge or whatever it is, these subjects, is that you cannot calibrate it like you could calibrate, I don't know, a mechanical tool, right? And so it is then it's because it's got that soft edge, it's easy to manipulate those things with people who don't know any better.
Right. And people want an escape from the old ways of doing things that weren't serving them. And this is this is good for them.
And I got to take a moment to, since I'm probably in the right company right now, flex about the book that's sitting right here on my desk beside me.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
That's a good one. Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's really good.
But listen, well, once you show this, I want to show you a little bit about this Malachi York, because really all he did was copy Malachi York.
All right, well let's get through this. I want to see him deal with the club, and then we'll hit Malachi York. Let's see.
They're skipping
Cringe.
The club. They're skipping. What are we doing?
Oh, what's up, my boy?
I've been around.
Oh, I'm not. I'm on social media. I'm promoting.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, he don't do social media. Get him off social media. He don't want social media. Cut him out. Shut up. Sorry about that. So this is nature. I think Mama is controversial. You go to the officer that came by the house.
He said you're the officer that came by the house.
What? I remember the lady, she came by my house to do a check. You always come by the house. She always come by the house when they do that wellness.
That's not a good way to try to get into the club to say, you check my house for a wellness check.
Right. I wouldn't let them in with those fucking feathers either. I had to take my hat off at clubs. You got to take your feathers out.
Goddamn feathers out on your head.
Poultry issue. In the city.
Although, you know what? I probably would have let them in because he's got way more women with him than him.
Yeah, that's what you want in the club.
Right.
They're easy on the eyes, too.
They don't want me in there. They don't want me in there.
Because he's a liability.
Don't worry. It doesn't matter what the officer likes, okay? Listen, it's our world, not theirs. Keep talking about what they don't like and they don't like and they don't. We're not here for them to like us. As long as we are doing what we are doing, not spreading the energy in the message. You know, you're not scaring people. You need to just relax.
Being God is not
You're
cool.
not scared, right?
I'm pure love. Why are people scared of me?
Being God is not cool.
Radiate the love. That's your job. Listen. And all the false prophets, books and magazines, right? Jesus had to go and they stoned him. They crucified him. He rubbed people's feet. He anointed them with oil, right? And all
Are you
false
fucking kidding me?
So if you're gonna do,
Who is this guy? Like a mediator?
This is the club owner, I think, and he is doing an excellent job at talking him down. He's telling him all the shit he wants to hear.
Jesus, like he had to go through it too, honey, and then now you are Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
His women are probably crushed because they had an opportunity to actually go somewhere in public. They're like, damn, we can't even go.
They might be relieved. Like,
Look at her face right here. Look at her face right there. Look at her
Yeah.
in the background. Oh man.
Yeah.
We can't go to the club.
These are some baddies. Damn.
that's the part of being different in this world and spreading the message. You can't walk away. How do you walk away? You turn.
I'm scared of my
faces.
own energy, and people are scared of me, and I don't know how to respond to this.
Dude, he's hella feminine.
As soon as I walk up to
Boy, he
people,
acts.
Yeah, he's got that anxious, volatile sort of.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what the club on is wearing.
You don't worry about it. You don't worry about it.
Versace knockoff.
Energy, peace, love, radiate that.
Everybody stay relaxed.
We don't care what they.
He looks like he walked out of like Scarface or like Blow, one of those movies, didn't he?
Yeah, Narcos.
Are they like listening to disco in that bitch? Like what? Why?
You heard this club is called
thank
Club
you so much, you
Boogaloo in
guys, for
Atlanta.
helping me, because I really feel like people don't understand my energy.
We're not
I'm gonna try to really not have a good time and be still.
How the fuck is this guy got 3 hot chicks with him? Like, there's no excuse for anybody to. If this guy can pull ass, you can pull ass no matter how weird you are. Buy some Temu chains.
You have to, like, be on some domination stuff and get them.
I mean, I guess you have to basically kidnap young stupid people, but yeah, maybe not. Maybe don't do that. Save your money on those Temu chains.
We're gonna have a great time. Okay? What are you talking about? You control it. You control all of us.
What is a shirt? What's that guy's shirt having? Is that like clouds or what is it?
Yeah, it's like a Versace knockoff.
That's like a llama or some shit.
Yeah.
That's like, what is that? It's like a 6-legged dog. That's crazy.
Man, bro, I bet you this club is like a fucking like bar. It's not even like a big ass club. It looks like a bar.
You mean like a lounge?
Yeah, like a lounge. It's not even like nothing even serious. Like,
With a DJ?
You can't even make it into a lounge, bro. This stuff like is on the side of a strip mall. Like, are we really like not getting into the strip mall club?
And it's like in the afternoon too.
Right. It's like 12 o'clock in the middle of the day.
We're here for lunch.
It's not even nighttime. It's not even night, y'all. It's not even night, evening time.
There's no line. There's not even close to a line.
There's no line. Nothing. They said no. Like, I don't know. Like, no, you can't come up with it.
I don't
It's
think
not
he's the
that we're
owner because
exclusive or that we're full.
Pull up and trying to figure out how to make it happen. No, you can't come up with that.
You got to be.
I mean, if
pretty,
you're the owner, you let people in whoever you want, right?
Right. Well, it's money, right? Yeah. Well, you're not going to turn away customers. Not in the middle of the day when you don't have a line. You're obviously not at capacity.
Yeah. I think he's like a promoter or whatever of the lounge. What's up, Divine?
No one wants y'all up here with y'all feathers in y'all head. And all he got like dolphins on his shirt. Like, are those like killer whales?
I don't know what's going on with that.
Are those
They're doves.
orcas?
Look on his arm. That's a dove, I think.
They're like orcas. Orcas.
If we can't decide if it's an orca or a dove, it's a bad design.
And what is on the back? A lamp? A sheep?
It's got 6 legs. It's a 6-legged sheep or a dog or something.
You could probably read about it in your Manly Hall book. It's some
Probably
archetype of the psyche ancient.
It's the collective unconscious. Look at that dude. That dude just walked in with short cargo short or with shorts and a fanny pack.
Everybody walking in, they said, "No, you can't come in, bro."
That was like an Amazon delivery guy or some shit.
I mean, I watched this before. I think it was because they didn't have IDs. A lot of the women, or they didn't want to show them or something like that.
They're trying to call people up and.
Like, hey man, can you get us into the club? You know this guy?
Okay, we got a close look at the shirt. He has clouds.
See, they're birds. Okay, he's got clouds and birds. Those are storks or cranes.
Those are herons.
Yeah. He's got hood ornaments on his chains.
With sugar cane coming up at the top, like sugar cane on the bottom, storks at the top. Like it's all good. You know?
This is the walk of shame now.
It is.
They skip to the line and just skip to my loot out to your back to your car.
It's like, man, we didn't get let it. We put on our good feathers and we didn't even get let in for lunch.
Right. It done got late and everything. The sun done went down.
Like they
hung
hung around.
You live close by these people. You were their neighbor. Miss, you were their neighbor.
No, I was never the neighbor.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
Okay. Yeah, I must have misrepresented that. Since you said that you were helping people get out of there, I just sort of assumed it. Yeah, I just sort of assumed it was close, but it's not.
No, I live in Texas. This happened in Atlanta.
Okay. That makes
They
sense.
travel, honey. They will get on a plane and go wherever.
Yeah, I saw them in Costa Rica the first time years ago.
Like their passports is ready to go. Trust me.
Yeah.
And you
The
said
first
that
place
they
was Costa
smelled
Rica.
bad, right?
Well, they actually got they were trying to get on a plane back when he first started. They tried to get on a plane from Costa Rica and because they got kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
They got beat up by the police, and then the airline was like, "No, you can't get on a plane because y'all stink. Y'all smell like underarm." And so they wouldn't let them on the plane.
I wonder if that's
they didn't want to have like a mass like throwing up like situation going on. Like
I wouldn't either. Could you imagine, like on a little steel tube, putting all those fucking sticky people in there?
Mm-hmm.
right, just underarm smell going up into the thing, blowing it back down to your face. Like no, you can't come on this plane. You know,
that little air jet's not going to do much for you.
Yeah. But you're right about York, though. A lot of those so-called gurus, they got their swag from him.
Yeah, I want to show that. So I want to.
Okay, and that's what
this.
That's what this is.
Yeah, this is York. So watch this. So you'll see the similarities. But he went even further, bro. Like it was even worse.
Not like Carlton Hines with the ball game. Grateful Evans with the snow.
Play the sidewalk. Lies to turn your own people against you. They'll persecute you after righteousness sake. The same way I'm talking to you, they're going to come after me eventually. Believe me, they're going to say, that man is too dangerous. I don't like him. Let's make some lies up on him. Let's turn his people against him. Let's imprison him. And if we can, let's kill him because his people won't help him anyway.
Eatonton is the seat of Putnam County, best known as the dairy capital of Georgia.
Oh, they got 400 and something acres. Goes up to that corner, young.
William Larman is a dairyman, and he's talking about his new neighbors.
Oh, yeah, I'm happy for him.
But they are not dairymen.
Because they said he come from what? Rich. Planet Rich, I think.
It is not a joke to the people who've built these 2 large pyramids and elaborate Egyptian-style ornamentation and put up rows of double-wide homes on some 400 acres of rural Putnam County farmland and woodland.
How many people live here? Got different families.
It's a place that granted our request for a visit inside the secured gate, allowed us to watch the workers build new ceremonial structures, allowed us to listen close up to the continuous chant broadcast from a speaker bank at the top of one of the pyramids.
For people that want to be spiritually in tune with the themselves.
But for the most part, sidestepped our requests for answers.
What about the guy from another planet?
Make sure you get all
Are they a cult?
Depends on definition of a cult. Certainly, there are many characteristics similar with other entities that are defined as cults.
How long you live here?
Oh, 6-7 months.
Jerry, our tour guide, says he came here from Alabama. The sheriff says most of the other residents come from the Northeast, New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore. How many, including how many children, is unclear. He's unknown?
He's known by many names.
The group's leader is identified in literature as Malachi Zodok York, the Supreme Grand Master. He is described as a charismatic speaker and apparently a prolific writer, producing monthly newsletters and dozens of books. He says that he is from the 8th planet in the 19th galaxy of Eligio, a universe far outside of this one. Does it make sense to you?
That's in the book. If he wrote it, then yeah. We're from Orion. Dr. York is from Risk. He's from Orion. What's the deal? There's nothing strange. It's just new to the public.
The vast majority of cults are started by an individual who's extremely charismatic, who's very confident, very commanding, in some cases very demanding, expects an awful lot of the followers.
So this is the Compound nightclub?
No, it's not a compound.
Oh, it's not a compound?
Yeah, because he was an R&B singer before
The
all this.
centerpiece of the Putnam County property is a nightclub the group opened in October. At midday, it was in high decibel
I knew
preparation for
I'd
an
seen
upcoming
that
party.
place before.
Outside, there were parked
I
3
delivered
stretch
windows to that joint. It's creepy, dude.
What are you talking about?
The Putnam County freaking compound that he's talking about. I delivered windows to that joint. I used to work at a window factory.
Is that the place where the dude called? When did you call him something or other?
No. That was a totally different weird motherfucker. That guy wanted me to call him Boss Daddy, and it seemed to upset him that I wouldn't. And I still don't. Just saying.
When you went there, did you see the pyramids that were on their compound?
Yeah, see, the thing is, I have to get a signature, and it can't be just from anybody. It has to be whoever freaking ordered the shit, right? And so when I got to the gate, and they were standing there, like, implying that they had guns, they couldn't talk me down because that's bullshit. I need this dude to come sign this, or I got to take it back to the factory, and then you're gonna have to pay me to bring it back out here again. So y'all go talk about it, and I'll eat my sandwich. And a few minutes later, they escorted me in. I went up, and some dude come out and signed it. It wasn't the guy that was supposed to sign it, but it was at least a signature. And I got the hell on because it was creepy. Creeps. They escorted me in, stood guard over me while I was there, and then escorted me out.
Well, that compound you were in, they were accused of he was convicted of molesting like 50, at least 50 children. On that compound.
That's a lot.
Yeah. He has a 135-year sentence right now.
If you check the unidentified bodies out of Putnam counties and the surrounding counties, you'll find out that there is an unreasonable number of beheadings in that area.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like I've said it before, and I'll say it again.
Beheadings? What?
Beheadings, yes, where they
They
find
were
the
like
body
cut people's
and
heads
don't
off?
find the head. Somebody kept the head. The head is never found.
What?
That's what they do to traitors.
That's why I got kicked off of Amazon.
Basically,
for beheading.
I said it before.
This is a theme park, an Egyptian theme park. Now, there's some people who think this is a cult. Well, there's two ways to look at it. We don't happen to have a religious belief. You know what I'm saying? Now, on the other hand, culture, there's a connection there. So if you say we're a cult in the sense of we found a culture that works for us, yeah.
Are they dangerous?
I have no information to indicate that they are dangerous.
What they are is a roadside curiosity to native Putnam Countyans, and to the folks inside the gate, a community with children and entertainment and an Egyptian theme, and a leader they call Grandmaster, who writes that he's from another planet.
Maybe the spaceship come in here and I can get away with him.
You see all that we're building out there? Yeah. Does it look like we're going anywhere soon to you? We build it. It's so beautiful out there. It's a beautiful, peaceful environment where we invite any nationality, any race to come out and visit.
Yo, we back.
But let me tell you something. Like, listen, he's a Mason. He is a Mason. He's a master Mason. So there was like a whole thing that was going on about like the Masons and how some people say that the reason why he got like hemmed up is because the Masons are into children, and he didn't want to give up his children to.
That's exactly what the sort of shit you would expect to hear from people who are still in the cult.
Yeah, there's many active channels as we speak right now that are actually live right now that are still followers of him.
Yeah,
Right now.
they still
Yeah.
believe in that stuff. So it's
Nawabian.
same thing with the Nature Boys.
That's
so
the word I couldn't remember, Flo.
I'm
I
trying to
could not
tell you.
remember. the word.
Wahhabians?
Stop.
Yeah,
Nawabians. They're called the
Yeah.
Nawabians.
Nature Boy haven't stopped. New Nubians haven't stopped. They still going. And then
Mm-hmm.
so I'm letting y'all know that if we talking about in past tense, like it's over with. But no, these even though these leaders are in prison, he's in prison for 156,000
1,000?
1,000. My
Did
man
you say
got-
that right?
They threw
That's
the
what it was.
planet at him, not
1,300,
just-
There's
right?
no way you said that right.
156 years.
Okay. I was gonna say like
135
that's
years.
really bad. If you, I've never even heard of 1,000. 156,000 is orders of magnitude away.
Man, I had to catch myself. Like, hold on.
Yeah.
It's embedded in hip hop too, because you ever heard of African Bambaataa? African Bambaataa, the
Zulu
leader,
Nation, all that
Zulu
stuff.
Nation,
Yeah.
who were Nawabians. He basically was one of the grandfathers of hip hop, forefathers of
I mean,
hip-hop.
the first
He
thing
was
I
a
thought of when I
Nawabian.
saw this was Nas.
Well, I mean, and I guess in a light,
No,
in a
like
roundabout
they
way, he was
all
influenced too.
Well,
but-
because Nas has that album cover, right, where it's just like his face. and
Pharaoh.
headdress. Yeah, the Pharaoh.
yeah. Well,
But
that's what the
no, like,
Nawabians
they
do.
all-
They take the Egypt stuff, they take the Nation of Islam, they take the Masonic stuff, like she was saying. They just combine it. Just combine all that
Native
stuff.
American, all that
That's
stuff.
all that shit Aleister Crowley took too, though.
Mob tie.
You remember I told you that I
Yeah,
interviewed a
Brooklyn.
guy called himself Job. He's one of these guys. But he's from like the Maya supremacist angle. It's wild, bro. It's wild stuff.
But no, he's into mob. This whole thing was really based in the mob.
Molester and a cult leader. Now we're going to try to break down the fine line of this because this is a very, 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 very touchy subject. Now, by all accounts, Dr. York began his ministry in the late 1960s. In 1967, he was based out of Brooklyn. During the period of the Black Power movement, he founded numerous orders under various names during the 1970s and the 1980s. Now, those were first based on pseudo-Islamic themes and Judaism. Now, later he developed a theme derived from ancient Egypt, mixing ideas taken from Black nationalism. He would go on to name his group the United Nuwabian Nation of Moors, or the Nuwabians. Now, Dr. York and the Nuwabian Nation will come under scrutiny in the early 1990s after they will build a Tamaray, or an Egyptian-themed city, for about 100 of his followers in rural Putnam County, Georgia. So on July 4th of 1999, Time magazine would write an article almost setting a precursor and outlining the Nuwabians. Now, they would say that the Nuwabians do not
He
call
was in Time magazine, y'all.
themselves a religion. The Nuwabians would describe themselves as a fraternal organization of people of different religions, including Christians, Muslims, and others who happen to share their same beliefs. Now, Marshall Chance, who was at the time head of the Nuwabians' Holy Tabernacle Ministry, said that the main thing that brings them together is fellowship and facts. Among those facts, that Black people are generally superior to whites, and that the Nuwabians are direct descendants of Egyptians who, having walked from the Nile Valley to the Americas before the continental drift separated the land masses, are actually the original Native Americans. Now, this is when it get deep, and I'm gonna go off topic for a little bit. Now, I know y'all have to be familiar with everything that's going on with Bill Cosby. Now, it was a
This is where the Pretendians came from.
Right.
Is that right? That was a question.
Remember the church that he mentioned, the something of Moors? This also ties into the sovereign citizen, more on the land, traveler, friendship doctrine thing. All of this ties together into mental illness and obsessive compulsive disorder.
I'm with it. Science Temple, the sovereign citizens. That's what you're referring to.
Yeah, I mean, when it really comes down to it, it gets really deep. I'm trying to tell y'all. Here we go.
big uproar when he was convicted, when the victims was coming out. But did y'all notice when he was released or the courts overturned his conviction in October of 2001, you really didn't hear much more after that. I'm going to break it down like this, and I don't really do conspiracy theories. Now, those of you born before 1985, and I'm going to say maybe even around 1988, Bill Cosby was one of, if not probably like the most predominant and kind of most clean-cut black male or figure that you can probably look at on the planet. He had a long-standing running show, The Cosby Show, where he was a doctor. His wife was a lawyer. They lived in a brownstone. I can't remember what city it was. But that's not even the beginning. It goes back to Fat Albert. And he was just a comedian. He did clean comedy. Just Bill Cosby was just overall pretty much the most upstanding citizen that you can see. But I want to go back to the early 90s to like right around 92, maybe 93. Bill Cosby attempted,
Bill Cosby's boule,
or I don't know how it came out. He mentioned or referenced that he wanted to buy NBC, or he wanted to purchase NBC. And Vanity Fair would report in January of 2015, Bill Cosby campaigned to take over NBC. Now, if you was around at the time, you might remember. It pretty much was covered worldwide, but I'm going to reference pretty much one newspaper article from the Rapid City Journal, and this was on October 28th of 1992, and they would say, Bill Cosby may buy NBC. Bill Cosby is the latest entrant in the Who Will Buy NBC sweepstakes. He would go out to release a statement saying that it's real, it's serious, and it's not a rumor, and that was stated by David Brokaw, who was a Cosby spokesperson. Now, at the time, who in that same month of October 1992 was added to the Forbes magazine list of the 400 richest Americans and was called the richest entertainer and had a net worth estimated at more than 300 million at the time. So I'm not going to say that everything that happened to him now has something to do with that, because his son was even murdered a little bit after that. And some people even try to tie that to that. But I'm just saying that to say that when they want to take you down, if you think to yourself, what's the biggest way that they can really discredit you? It's going to be with sexual allegations and definitely with child molestation. Now, Dr. York would end up being indicted, and all of this would take place in and around 2002. They're going to say anonymous letters were sent to Putnam County officials alleging child molestation at the Nuwaubian community. Now, the FBI, who had started investigating the group in 1990.
This guy sounds like I don't know, he's part of like, he's for him, or I don't know.
1993, assisted the local task force in taking down Dr. York. He would go on to be convicted on January 23rd of 2004. The judge in his case would go on to reject his plea to be returned to trial at his own tribe after York claimed his status as an indigenous person. And all I'm asking is the court recognize that I am an indigenous person. Your court does not have jurisdiction over me. I should be transferred to a Moorish Cherokee Council court in which I will get a trial by juries of my peers. I cannot get a fair trial, Your Honor. If I'm being tried,
there you go. He's saying he's a Native American.
So this guy must be for him. So interesting.
Colorado. Now his projected release date is July 12th, 2120. Now Dr. York is not going down silently. I did see that in as early as 2018, he would go on to file a $2 billion lawsuit against the Macomb County Police Department, Bibb County, the state of Georgia, the FBI, the Sheriff's Department, and Judge C. Ashley Royal, stating that I am not or never have been a part of this corporate state or their judicial system. He would go on to add, the reason I'm asking for this amount of money and damages is because I think a message should be sent to everybody in North America that you should not rape, murder, pillage, or do treason, sedation, involuntary servitude, slavery, terrorism, fraud, extortion, grand theft, robbery, conspiracy, and racketeering against a Native American Moor.
That's
now,
what
this
he
story
was
got too many layers to break down.
This guy is on his side. I don't know. This sounds like he's on his side.
There's other better ones with that lady that wears that tinfoil hat. She has that big channel talking about cults and stuff. She did a good breakdown on that. But the point is that this guy did influence, she was saying that Nature Boy big time. It's just that Malachi Lurk is actually a little bit more studious. He published like hundreds of books and audio DVDs and whatnot, whereas Nature Boy is more like a skimmer of knowledge. You know, kind of like a broke nigga, as we say. Trying to do that shit.
As you say.
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry about that.
Me and Sasquatch, especially Sasquatch, with that accent and that name.
It's almost a felony for me to use the word boy in a sentence.
Even the way you said that, I got chills. Man, it's very powerful.
Yeah, you start thinking. Man,
even I felt like I was being discriminated against a little bit.
I heard that. No, but you guys ever heard of the rapper 21 Savage? You've heard of him, right? From Atlanta. Well, he's actually from England, and the whole reason he ended up in Atlanta is because his mom was a Nawabius that left her whole family to move to the compound.
Really?
Yeah, I found out about that like about last year. That's crazy. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, listen. I actually interviewed a ex Nuwabi Nation person on my channel. Like, so I did a whole a whole series called Cult Like Behavior, where I actually like interviewed different people that was in cults. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me see.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see. But the girl I interviewed, hold on, cult like that. Oh, here we go. Because I interviewed the girl who put Nature Boy away. This girl who was in Nature Boy's cult. This was the Hebrew Israelites. This was like
They've been all over YouTube lately.
Who?
The Hebrew Israelites.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they've been there.
They debate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did. So this was like
the offshoots of the original. The original actually live in Dimona, Israel, as we speak. But a lot of the people with the big mouths you see online, those are the ones that are offshoots of it, kind of like bootleg versions of the real Hebrew Israelites. Yeah. Yeah. Usually people with the biggest mouth, though.
Is through my
get the name.
interviews and talking to people is that like even Erykah Badu, like all these like people that you see, like Music Soul Child, all these people that was back in the days, like that whole like consciousness was all ex Malachi York people.
Yeah, they dabbled in it. Yeah. Erykah Badu, though, she used to say she was a 5%er, Nation of Gods and Earth, but I could see her more as a lobbyist. Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, like just like Nature Boy, he's speaking some truths, but a lot of other stuff is like, what? It's ridiculous. Yeah.
But yeah, so this is like the stuff I did on her about what her experience was when she was like a young kid. But man, it's so much to unpack. Listen, I mean, it's a lot. But you know what? You wanted to really ask me about the whole thing happened with me, right?
Yes, I do. But hold on. Let me pause you real quick because I'm not having a successful night at raising funds for my cult tonight. So let me do this and try to bribe the audience. I've been promising forever that I would finish Flow State's Greatest Hates Volume 2. If you're not familiar with Flow State's Greatest Hates Volume 1, it is a half-an-hour compilation of people talking shit about me. This is Flow State's Greatest Hates Volume 2. It is done. It is up. It is unlisted. We can watch it tonight, but I'm going to need, I don't know. We're going to need to get some money in, or else I'm not doing another stream after this.
Ever in life?
No. I'll do. Look, I'm not giving up attention for good. I'm just saying, I need some money with my attention.
I don't think I would be on this.
You're not on this, no.
Okay.
Our homegirl Mel makes a guest appearance, but she doesn't shit talk. She does pretty bad shit talking though, so it's just a little bit of kind of low grade stuff. But no, there's a lot of people in there. Of course, all the old favorites, Paul and Slave, Illumitami, Snafu Snaps. They all make big appearances. But you'd be hell. Even Sarah makes an appearance in there. You'd be surprised. Everybody talks shit sometimes, right?
Right.
Anyways, this one is almost twice as long. This is 50 minutes long. So if we get some money in here, I can do that stream tonight, and we can watch this. If not, it'll be a different day, and it probably won't be tomorrow either because I'll be crusty about my unsuccessful money raising. And also, in addition to that, to help incentivize people, I'm turning on slow mode in the chat. All right, now go ahead with
well, this is
cult tactics you're doing.
Me helping people and how it happened. So let's go.
All right.
Episode 3 of Surviving DJ Genesis.
Rich nigga, don't my way out of the mud, nigga, don't try me. It's a long line
Energy. Peace and love. How was the national experience with DJ Genesis? And we got some things we want to talk about pertaining the first event that we do, the event that we do together, the Charleston White and Princella event. We're going to cover that. We're going to cover what the energy in the home is like, what the day-to-day, consists of. Queen Azine is going to be telling us a lot about that. She has some experience with that. And again, the bad business. The business is always going to be at the basis of what we're speaking about, because that is what this relationship with the foundation is based upon. And that is where most of the breakdown happens. And that is what ultimately leads to the complete separation between Tribe Zulu and DJ Genesis. And a lot of it definitely comes to the surface with the Charleston White and Princella event of the Worlds Colliding. So Chief Shaka, why don't you take it away?
Chief Shaka. So I didn't even realize they were like having a cult in my house. Like Chief Shaka. I'm like, man, how are you Chief Shaka in my goddamn house? Right?
Yeah, you had a cult in your house.
He then became Chief Shaka.
Now I want to ask you a question from the chat. You're here right now. Now you said you have family, right? You have children and stuff. I think you were saying.
I have 2 daughters. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you feel kind of like wary of bringing people that allegedly were like essayed, abused, and violated by that nature boy into your house? Did you ever think like they might try to do it to you or your family?
They were not the ones that got abused. They were the ones. They had a different story. So I was okay with them. They were the ones going against Nature Boy. So I said, okay. But then
you're pretty brave.
Man, I wish I would have never. You know what I'm saying? Because,
that's being nice.
Man, listen. Chief Shaka, do you have? And then even when I did the Charleston White, it was like, yes, I want to give a shout out to my chief. He was starting a cult in my house, and I had no idea that there was a cult.
That's wild.
Again. You know what I'm saying? Chief Shaka? What the fuck? Like what?
I need a dope-ass name.
Yeah. I thought the Powdered Dusty was it.
I mean, the Powdered Dusty is cool, but there's no title to it.
Just put a chief on it. Chief Dusty.
Dusty.
Demigod Dusty.
Yeah.
You in my house ain't paid no rent, but you Chief Shaka. What?
Looking like a broke ass young buck from G League unit.
Man, Chief Shaka, get the fuck out of here. And now they became husbands and wives, and they're all in.
Oh my god.
And all this weird stuff, and
the last episode we were coming off of, the disagreement that had happened between DJ Genesis and you about the tax payment. Now this is in the midst of this now event is being planned. So where are we at with it? How are we feeling? And what are your thoughts and your feelings going into this event that we're?
And he gonna sound like a whole bitch. First of all, he looks stupid with these damn beads in his hair.
Those are struggle braids.
Okay, so mind you, going into this, like the whole Charleston White thing, she came up with this.
That's his antenna.
She never consulted with me. She never consulted with Azine. So therefore, like for her to be like, oh.
I never consulted with them about where I'm gonna spend my money. This is the craziness that was going on. Like, oh, she never consulted with us, and how she gonna do? I don't have to consult with you about what I'm gonna do.
They were starting to treat you like they were making a cult in your house, and they were starting to assume that you were part of the cult as well.
Hey, you're part of the cult, honey. Don't you know?
Yep.
You're gonna be the den mother. You got to get with the program.
It's a common law cult membership.
And I didn't know. I had no idea. And in their mind, I'm going against the code.
All right, I'm gonna go do this and do that with Charleston White and Priscilla. She had already had it in motion. So when she presented it to us, it was like we were already on. We didn't have no choice but to be on board with her and to be supportive of her idea. At this point, now we're supportive of her. It's no longer a Zulu Vision project, and that's where I was feeling out of place because it's like, how is it that you're using my name, you're using my brand, and you're using me?
How his hairline that far back?
In this thing at all. I'm just the rag on being thrown around.
Didn't have to use his brand, didn't have to use his name, gave him the option of it. You know what I'm saying?
Where did Zulu Vision even come from? How did that happen?
Exactly my point. And the point of my
and this hoe was only supposed to be there to like actually like
this hoe.
I gotta admit, she's kind of cute.
She is.
You got that shit face.
She gets a pass in, huh?
She does for me, but I guess not for her.
Man, she was just there to like actually interview Charleston and interview Princella. And I'll show you. Listen, man, it was so much jealousy about this.
The next point is that she created Zulu Vision without even having a conversation. With Zulu Vision TV was created by Monica Lockett, not by me and Nazim. Nobody. That was created by her on her own. And then she tried to throw it in my face one day when I'm like, well, if this is something that you created for me, why don't I have any control? Why don't I have any say so? Why am I not a part of any of this? If you want me to be a part of it, like, let me know what my role is.
I hear him asking why he's so broke.
I paid for it. I paid for Zulu Vision. I paid for the whole thing. You know what they did when they left? They took all my equipment, all my cameras, everything.
They have a comment in there, sis, Master Teacher Virgo. He said, at first I thought Shaka was saying he was just bankrolling CarbonNation on that. Is that right? Or he's confused.
No, he don't got no money.
Okay. He's a chief, though.
I was the one that had the money. Now he chief so-and-so. Broke ass nigga chief. You know what I'm saying? Chief ass, broke ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's what I'm
here saying.
It's always it's always some homeless motherfucker that is going to tell you about how he owns the city.
Man.
Yeah, he has it on lock, huh?
Struggle braids.
Man, I run these streets. No, the fuck you don't. You run that pickle bucket you're sitting on.
Telling us what to do. I need you to do this. And
But you want to give that bill.
So then when it came down to it, we like, all right, wait, well, if we're gonna be saying this and representing this and being a part of this, then we gotta know what our percentage of this is. Because we're not just gonna be working for free. If you're gonna go pay Charleston White $2,000 and you're gonna say, and she said she paid Princella $1,800, which is a total of almost $4,000. So how are we gonna recoup this $4,000 if you're talking about you don't care about making money? That shit don't make sense to me when that's what I came here to do with you, was to make money. And I'm showing you how we gonna make money. And then you're showing me how we not gonna make money and how we just want to do this shit for the publicity, nigga, when we already got all that. We got these two people who are gonna sell the show and we are gonna reap the rewards of it because we're gonna put on the show. And we're gonna have it all in one place where everybody could come and watch it and be supportive of us and be able to build our brand as a whole, as a unit, as a team. And she took that away from us.
Because that's one thing.
That man's forehead long as a Wikipedia article.
You know, a lot of things we're not.
It's at least a 6 head.
We're just starting out. We just want to get people.
There you go.
And one thing that Shaka would always try to let her know. Well, if you're dealing with people like Shaka, who already has a following, Princella already has a following, Charleston White already has a following, then we actually we can make some money.
I've only heard of Charleston White. I never heard of these other people. So we don't have to move it as amateurs. We don't have to move it.
Not a forehead. It's a solar panel.
And we can charge. And he's not saying to charge a lot.
We're gonna charge $2, $1.99.
Okay, so that was the plan that came. All right, well, since now that you gave us this network, now we got this network. Now we need to work this network. We need to make this network the best it can be.
All right, so I'm sorry, I'm back. What have y'all got so far about this conversation?
Mostly, we've been just focusing on how big his forehead is.
Yeah, I can't get over it. It's huge.
Like, I know that it sounded like a joke, and it was, but it's also actually the literal truth.
It is. 7 head. Listen. She just said that somebody gave her this network and now they need to figure out how to make this network make money.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what he said.
I paid for the network. I paid to have it happen. I did everything I could do. And they mad. Like, what the hell? They did a show against me for making them a network. It's baffling to me. Like, you made a whole show against me, surviving me, about making you a TV network on Roku. Man.
So let's come out with dope content and present it on this platform for a small fee and deal with people who already have a bit of a following so they know they're going to bring people in, and let's get to the bag, okay? We got a plan. We have a plan of action of how everything is going to be run. They hit me up, and that's when I come into play. And as you know, you guys may or may not know, we have all been in contact for a few years now because we done started over on Bigo, and even before then on Instagram, a lot of us met on Instagram. So, that's when the tribe hits me up and they're like, listen, we have this going on and we would love it if you came and you hosted and, you've helped facilitate and be a part of this opportunity.
And mind you, I looked at it like, all right, if I get Glitter to sit in for me, because I was supposed to be the host, but if I get her to sit in for me, then not only do we get that bag, we also get that bag because if I stay at work, we also make it extra $200.
Yeah, because he was working.
They counting up a bag that don't even exist. I'm paying for Charleston White to come and do an interview at my house. What bag are they talking about? She gonna get the bag over here, and I'm gonna get the bag over there. Like, bro, ain't no bag to be got.
The real bag I hear is with the booty warrior.
Man, listen, the so crazy. Man, she gonna get
like, which one are you talking about? There's so many.
There, and then we're gonna get the bag over there.
Damn it! What was that dude's name? Who the booty warrior?
You talking about Flip? Johnson or something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that.
You said he
Right.
values
Fleece, it's
booty
Fleece,
over
it's
water.
Fleece, yes.
Or
Fleece
Fleece
Johnson.
Fleece, yes.
He said booty is life.
Booty is life.
Yeah.
It's all her fault. Let's watch this.
So I was already full-time working, so I was like, why am I going to take off work when I can stay at work, get that bag, and then have litter?
What kind of work did he do?
Together. That way, Azim's not doing all the work.
He's a chef. He works a lot. He's a cook.
Okay.
He's a chef. He's a cook.
Okay.
That's
That's decent.
It was a double whammy for us to get 2 bags at once.
Yeah. Yep.
All
So we
these
had
bags.
that plan. We had the plan to get the bag of charging just simply the $2 to stream it on the network, because the plan was to funnel everybody into one place to watch it.
Which was
okay,
Zulu Vision.
Which was Zulu Vision, the television network, the gift. Okay, the gift.
The gift. So they're saying that I gave this network to them as a gift. However, it was in my mind, it was a collaboration. It would never be I'm a businessman. Why would I pay like almost like $1,700 to give you a gift for what? No, this is a collaboration. Okay, you guys, whatever. Like, oh, it's a gift. No,
it's $350 a
month. Are you interviewing them right now when they're saying all this? Are you in the room when they're saying all this?
No, I'm not. They
Okay,
listen,
I was gonna say
they left. Listen, they left my house, took all my equipment because they were. I have 2 houses, right? They were staying in my other house where all my like studio and everything was. They took everything about the studio, and then they left, and then they did this bullshit. They made a video about how I'm a bad guy. You know?
So wait a second. Let me get this straight. Make sure I got all the squares and rounds on this. You're telling me that these people robbed your house for your own equipment and then made a hit piece on you with it?
100%. That's exactly
all
what
right. Okay.
They didn't pay you rent or anything?
And these are the ex cult members. This is the shit I get for like trying to help the cult members, because these people are trying, and they still haven't landed their feet on them. I like let them come to stay with me, thinking that okay, I can help them like land somewhere and get on there. No, they still are going from here to here, pillar to post.
That's horrible what they did, but can we say like it's actually you brought them in your house? It's your fault. Okay, yeah.
It's no. Let me tell you something. I'm not over here like whatever. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like the level. Like so when all right, cult members. Bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't think that they're not gonna fix them to like be on some old crazy stuff and say and be willing to like and feel like entitled because they not used to like whatever. You know what I'm saying? They you do something for them, they feel like that you owe them something because they were in the Nature Boy and it was like well known, and so therefore they feel like it was everybody does for us. You know what I'm saying? I based on my Nature Boy clout, I go from here to there, pillar to post. People open their home to me all the time, so therefore you're just another person. I didn't know.
It's value of you showing this because people use that word a lot, throw it around cult loosely. When these are literally cult members, so it's wild. These are literally people who are in a cult.
I'm not over here trying to get like sympathy. I know I fucked up. I made a fucked up mistake. I should have saw things how they were. I should have said, you know what, I'm gonna get my shit out of here, and y'all like just stay in the house. Y'all leave when y'all gotta leave. But in my mind, I thought that we were still partners. In my mind, I've never experienced a situation. I'm from Detroit, right? Detroit is a place where artists come together and we will like work on some shit, and niggas will come together and make some music and this, that, the other, and that no one is thinking about getting over on each other. You know what I'm saying? Especially artistic. Now, if you bring a hood person up into that situation, you never know what's gonna happen. But in this situation, I'm thinking about the same thing in Detroit. Like, okay, yeah, we're coming together, making music, we're doing this. So I'm not thinking about like the hood like element of what could happen. You know what I'm saying? I never thought.
Yeah. Well, respect to you for like having integrity and saying like, I did that shit. Did you ever think about calling the cops on them?
I did. That shit didn't do nothing. I filed an insurance claim. I got $1,000 left out of $10,000 of equipment I bought over the time. I got $1,000. You know.
Okay.
I mean, but it is what it is.
Oh, that's what she did.
Right.
Every single day, all day, and she was always watching YouTube, even when she was at work. She had YouTube.
Who cares what I'm not watching? Who cares if I'm watching YouTube? I'm doing it. So they're trying to like discredit me as a person, and all she do is drink beer and smoke cigarettes and watch YouTube. So
She is really, she buying the books, honey. She is into
Me
Princella, and this is
too.
really when her man hating like is in town.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, oh, she just
Baby, I'm with you.
she doing this, she doing that. Like, listen, I ain't killed nobody. You know what I'm saying? I ain't.
And you
doing
got
nothing
two
to
houses. You got two houses that one of them they're living in. It's like shut the
The
fuck up.
whole time I'm drinking beer and watching YouTube, honey. I'm buying. I am in the process of a fucking whole mortgage, buying the whole other house. I
Yeah.
could be doing something else other than just drinking beer and watching YouTube. You understand what I'm saying? But if you don't understand that, if you are a person that's like you just looking at the surface level, she's just sitting over there doing nothing. You don't know what the fuck I'm doing over here on this computer. I could be like fucking hacking into the goddamn Federal Reserve in this bitch.
Hey, people in the chat, they want to know was everyone really hooking up? It's not everyone, but was there quite a bit of people hooking up?
Well, I found out later on that there's a lot of hooking up going on. Like even like
Who'd you hook up with?
I didn't hook up. Listen, I didn't hook up. I'm 46. These guys are in like their 40s. She's like about 20 something. I'm not like no weirdo like person trying to like be on some sexual shit with like no little. Young man.
am.
I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he likes younger boys, younger men.
I like older. I don't like young. You know what I'm saying? So I never like was even interested in shopping. First of all, you can't come and ask me to stay with me and I'll be like, oh, I get horny. No, I'm not. To me, like you lame.
You're not a homosexual, and you don't. Is that?
I don't know that you living with me and I'm gonna get some dick off you and nah. I'm like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, go get your shit together and talk to me when you. I don't like that type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? I've already been through that bullshit. Not to call them niggas, but I mean,
we know what you mean.
that ain't
I know
my
what you
thing,
mean. I
you know
know
what
what you
I'm
mean.
saying?
Not we.
You know what I'm
I know
saying?
what you
Like
mean.
I don't want no dude like on some like ever stay with me and whatever. I already been through that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've already been through that. So I'm like, no, you need to stay with me. I'm not trying to fuck you while you trying to stay with me. And that's why he brought this girl in. This one right here. You know what I'm saying? Like this girl over here.
The left?
The hoe.
Which one? Oh, come on,
and
man.
hold on,
You
let
gotta
me
be
do
more
this.
specific.
When you hear the sirens or anti-aircraft guns, you must get under cover at once. If you're in the open with no cover, lie down. The most important rule of all is never to stand staring at the sky. If you don't take cover, you may get hurt.
Man, but you know what's so crazy that she's not even with them no more. Out of all that bullshit they like started up, she's not even with them no more. And let me show you what this whole thing was all about.
Hold on, let me thank Robert for the $10 for some Taco Bell dippers. I had those for lunch today. I eat too much of that shit.
So the whole thing that they was mad about was because of when I put this thing together and you see her there, right? Well, I was there to like whatever. They got mad about the fact that this thing got like what? 484,000 views, right? Now, before I let them put it on their channel, like it actually got like millions of views. It got like this thing went off the rails, right?
Damn, that's your crib?
Yeah, that's my garage.
That's nice. Garage. Shit.
They took
what the fuck you be doing?
No
man?
shit. That's no way. That's not your
my
garage.
That's my servant house. Servant good.
Honey, when I went up in that bitch, they took the TV off the wall, the LED lights. And I walked in that bitch and it was fucking empty. You hear me?
Wow.
They wiped
Roll
me
mics too.
The box up
and label me or compare me to social standards. But what they don't realize is I have lived a life on my own, right? I grew up, I was in an abusive home, and I lived in a family where I was the quote unquote black sheep, and I was not the favorite. And some of the things that happened, you know, my grandmother used to put me in my
So that energy cannot sit still, right? So she broke down the whole makeup of us. This energy has to eat.
This whole interview ended up going
raping and fucking and
double
killing is just part of
platinum.
the
You hear me
man's nature.
online?
Yeah. Raping and killing is just part of the man's
I told
nature.
you.
She
I
not
told
lying.
you. It's part of their nature. So why, when you think they come in your house, you got them around your kids? See, these men keep telling you we visual.
No, niggas ain't turned on by kids.
No.
It's some nigga. I know a bunch of niggas. Now it's a bunch of niggas freaky in the motherfucker, but they ain't gonna touch no baby.
Hold on. Look, check. The male don't have no moral compass. He don't have an internal moral compass.
Oh, sure
He wake up.
Let me just say this. He may not have a moral compass, but he develops one when he's in the right environment, right? Because I grew up believing raping and killing was cool. I've never done it. I believe raping and killing was cool,
and you still do.
I don't do it.
Yeah,
I believe it should be done in retribution. I believe whatever was done to black people in America
kept out of the knowledge of a male. I done went down through the science of the things that women don't know about men, and women have been conditioned under patriarchy to let men do this, let men do that, support male degeneracy. So if we're not gonna attack the root of the issue, talking about
like
what
my
people
woman
doing.
said, he my sorry motherfucker. She happy with why you want to change the dynamics of the man.
So what we talking about? If we can't speak out of both sides of the neck. Women got to do that, but it's okay. My woman accept my degeneracy.
This is what I'm hearing. It's all the man's fault.
No. I told you earlier. The people in this system are victims of this, the male and the female, because this goes against both the male and female nature. Who did this? First of all, the average male is not the creator of patriarchy. Y'all didn't create the religions. Neither did the woman.
I don't believe.
Do you see how nice this looks in my garage? You know what I'm saying?
Nigga to conquer a nigga with love.
Now hold on.
It's pretty nice.
Hold on. Now,
Yeah.
Earlier,
he said,
but hold on.
I paid for all this shit.
I want to come hang out with
He
you.
said, that's what got me. I still wanted to be mean.
You guys ever flow in the Sasquatch? You heard of Charleston White, right? Before?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I know.
He's like the Jordan Peterson of the community.
No, he's not.
He gets a white card.
Yeah, he
Only
is.
gets
He's
a white
big.
card. The
He's
Council
big.
of White Men have met. Charleston White gets a white card.
Charleston White does not get a white card. Charleston, because he's a crackhead.
I mean, come on, bro. You gotta give him his clout. That's a big name right
He's
there.
big, but he's not. I mean, Jordan Peterson's got good shit to say.
No, it's being kind of silly right there.
He's not
But
as big as Jordan Peter, but he have a little
Yeah.
space in he got like a little like clout right here.
He doesn't. There's a lot of clout on that couch.
When I did this interview, okay, Francella Clark and Charleston White, this is before she ever blew up. I was the one who put this out, and by the time this thing, they both even got more clout off of this interview, and they were so jealous about the fact that I was the one that thought about this. Then that's where you get like this surviving DJ Genesis and how she took this away from me.
In his locker room and teach because she don't understand the biology of us.
Wait a minute.
She can read about.
She up there with her titties dangling and everything.
Listen, she's an expert. Listen,
Some big
but an
milkers.
expert on a gorilla ain't a gorilla. You're an expert on gorillas, but you're not a
She has
gorilla.
the knowledge, but not the experience.
Listen to me. You're right. Listen to me. You're an expert on games, but you wasn't in the game. You're an expert on serial killers. You done talk to the world's greatest serial killer, but you're not a serial killer. See what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Hold on.
I would like
Did John Calhoun have to be a rat to understand the rats in his experiments? No, because let me tell you,
You
something.
have to be.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Because guess what? I didn't hit the nail on the head. Every single point that I have made about the male's
Tell
nature.
me what it's like to have an erection.
Let me tell you. I don't have to tell you how I feel, but I know how to make your mind operate. I know you can't. Listen, I don't want to be gone.
So when I'm in class and I got a hard on and I'm not thinking about nothing, what's on my mind? And the teacher say, Charleston, come up, because you get a hard on not thinking about sex.
That's right.
And as a boy,
That dude's on 2x speed in real life.
Didn't I say that earlier?
So this is my next question. So how can you say what's in our mind? You said you know what comes to our mind when I get your boy. How do you know that?
I study y'all and I said,
you ain't, but
Charleston, come on, Charleston, calm down, baby, baby, calm down, sweetheart.
This is what I'm saying.
Calm down.
You can study all day long,
Charleston.
but you got, listen, just like a man. Oh, no, you done got me turned up now. Just like a man, he cannot get in a woman's body to say this is how a woman feels. This is how a woman think. He can study all day long, but you don't have the chemicals that we have.
Again, listen, a male can wake up, a male can hit a tree stump and his thing come up. No, you don't need nothing to make a male
Not all males.
shit stand up, right?
You lying to me? You lying? Come on.
No, wait a minute.
I tell
Man,
you.
God damn it.
Oh, shit.
You see my couch?
Man down.
You see my couch?
No, it's not your couch anymore.
No, it's not. It's man, he kicked over that whole red glass of wine.
Yeah.
Eat something. He cannot.
I sold that couch for $250, but god damn it.
Because a man is.
They have.
I've never seen him hop around so much.
They don't listen. Here's the thing.
I mean, hell,
No.
Like she is really like talking about some old crazy stuff. Like,
I told him, didn't I tell you earlier that men are visual? You just said, oh no, don't no men get no erections around no children. He said that earlier, and I said men are visual, extremely visual.
Come on now.
Hold on. No. Anything. Listen. No.
It's some men that are aroused by kids. It's called pedophilia.
Listen,
but it's some heterosexual man that see a kid is never turned on.
Sir, anything can make y'all dick raise up. Y'all waking up with hard-ons. Hold on. Listen, it don't